I guess. That was indeed under 30 seconds.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Yeah. Streaming. Bring this over here. Open my Discord.
Ugh, fuck.
Where are you at, Discord? Dark Summonings. Where's my pin? There you are. You okay, man? Is everything swimming?
I'm losing.
I hope your dad walks in your room and sees you playing TV and talks shit.
My dad said I was airplaying to the TV what we were doing, so it was really annoying.
Hey, honey, you mind shutting the fuck up? We don't care about your compatibility issues.
Damn. The sass on this bitch is immaculate.
Compatibility issues sounds like a punk rock song.
Or marital problems.
Or generally, yeah.
Marital problems could also sound like a punk rock song.
Fidelkin and Riddlekin.
My name's Topi, and we're the messy divorce. And after us is the unhappy childhood.
Unhappy childhood. Oh, that's funny.
I like to call the song "It's Not Your Fault, Son."
And now to our next single. Yes, it was.
The extended cut.
Yeah.
Yes, it was. Oh, shit. Oh, fuck. Okay.
No, that comes later.
We don't have a bard.
Cut to you guys
just now
playing Your
realizing
Mother's
this?
a Cunt.
Well, I was just thinking about it. Let's see. Who's...
What's your first problem?
You're a wizard. I'm a cleric. We don't have a lot of convincing type people. Nobody's charisma.
I have +2 in charisma.
That's nothing.
It's something.
I don't know. I can yell at them.
Are they proficient in various charisma skills?
This game is so much of trying to convince people of shit.
I mean, I can yell at people.
I mean, I did last game.
You can intimidate people, yeah.
Yeah.
I put a grown man on my back. I'm pretty sure if I need to, I can intimidate someone.
Put him on my back. Carry this team.
Next time we go to the bar, someone wants to start shit. Now I know I can just pick a grown man up.
True.
Dun, dun, dun.
So long as they are under 150 pounds. Sorry, 180.
Alright, real quick. I just told Topi about this, but I figured I'd tell you guys, just so you're aware, just so I don't like drop it on you if it ends up being the case. I'm kind of in a problematic spot in my life right now, where I might have to pick between one of the two games. And it sucks, but I don't know.
Okay.
Felt that. Just so you guys know, if something happens, I already decided on the Need for Fear, so love you guys, but...
I've been playing that one longer, so I have more loyalty to it.
Love you guys, but I have a relationship with a rat that I need to maintain.
Gotcha.
It would probably be put to a vote if it needed to be.
Oh, Lundy.
My back.
Hmm.
Lundy.
What's up?
Can you pop primal knowledge for Torque?
I mean, it's just proficiencies, right?
Well, yeah, but those proficiencies have conditions. I believe. Yeah, it's. I'm pretty sure those only get turned on whenever I rage. Changes the
Sorry in advance,
roles
guys.
my skills use.
I have acid reflux and we are out of milk.
And I can't remember
I
all of
mean,
them by
what about
heart.
Tums?
I don't like Tums, and they make me sick.
What
I
makes
will
you
not
sick?
Tums.
Yeah.
Tums.
Tums are not as effective as he
What
likes
are
to believe they are.
Tums?
No,
They're like
good.
an antacid, but they are like basically chalk. You're chewing on chalk.
Mhm.
You don't have.
Flavored
You can get the
chalk.
chewy ones. All right, like it's not that big of a deal.
Okay, and I don't like
Or-
those ones either.
Or you can just take the sodium polyphosphate or whatever the fuck it is. You can just take
I
those in
take
pill
milk.
Based.
form. You
I
can also
drink
do
cow
bananas.
juice. That's my.
I fucking love the cow juice.
Plus, it's great because the baby doesn't have to steal all my calcium because I'm drinking enough.
Hmm, that's fair.
What a little rat stealing your calcium.
A rat? I'm talking about real life, not in the other campaign.
Yeah, no, I know.
It was a joke.
Yes. Yeah, no, that's. Yes. Fucking goddamn it.
Okay. Where did we stop?
Oh, wait, am I able to do this?
Me and Nixie were leaving Pretty Boys,
The soft hand hideout.
Hideout.
stuffed hand
Yeah.
hideout.
Yeah, we were going somewhere.
Yeah, we were. I was thinking either the hotel or something. I don't know.
You
Yeah.
guys are going
We could
somewhere.
also. Yeah,
We left
somewhere.
off with the boys traversing back with Fawthon to potentially meet up with a wizard man, or at least the person who's the person who this book was stolen from. Was the idea. Therefore, Torque
Duh.
being brought to a library where I'm sure he'll fit in and find loads of things to distract himself and learn a love for reading.
Boring books.
Bird.
Fawthon, Savant, and Torque are all heading to the library. There is a mage there, part of the Mages Guild of Grover, who is responsible for the book that you guys were tracking down. You want to know more about that book, what it is, what it does, things like that. It is currently under supervision of Grover's guardsman. It has been taken specifically by one Captain Aran Belrus after having broken up the fight between all of you guys, cultists, and the soft touch agents there. Therefore, it is still not in the rightful hands of the owner, which is a problem. You've seen firsthand the type of magic it can do. It summoned several undead creatures, seemingly almost out of thin air. When others would die around it, it would immediately zap their bodies and turn them into further undead creatures. This power is unprecedented and should not be something that one wields lightly. And so, you go, you sit, you wait, and eventually, the meeting in yourselves and one Altherion Veilheart will be called. You guys are led to the third floor of the library. There, you see Mr. Veilheart himself. A darkened-eyed individual, dressed in black robes, raven black hair, which goes down the back of his neck, in the middle of his back, in the back, and down past his collarbone in the front. Long pointed ears indicate his elven heritage as well. It is my understanding that there is one amongst your order, a mage from Draen, who wished to speak to me originally.
Yes. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Fathon Tagwanath. I've come to investigate the rumors of these artifacts found by Enon that have once belonged to, or rumored to, have been of Enon Volkmar. And I initially came to meet directly with you, but happenstance has quite serendipitously pulled me away, and I come bearing news of said artifact that has been stolen. I know its whereabouts, and I felt it most prudent to bring this to your attention.
Very well. What news do you bring to me?
Most importantly, it is currently in being held as evidence by the Black Earth. I'd spoke with a Captain Belrose who responded to an incident in which we were trying to find who is purchasing the book from the Soft Hand. So most importantly, it's this artifact's location is currently within the Black Earth, but it seems some of the upper echelon of Grovair have some sort of interest in the book. It seems the scion of the Loundrel family was the gentleman who was trying to purchase the book from the thieves.
So it is one Captain Belrus of the Black Earth currently has the book in question. It is attempting to be bought by one member of the House Loundrel.
Yes, that does sum it up. I'd attempt to recover the book to bring back to you, but he insisted that the owner go through the proper channels, and that the Mages Guild would know those processes.
Indeed, there are ways to retrieve very dangerous artifacts and the like prior to any sort of attempt at trial of any sort, for whatever crime it might be used as evidence within. That being said, I wouldn't be allowed to keep it for very long before they would take it back, for whatever prosecution needs that they have for it. A lot of red tape and bureaucracy will still prevent me from being able to retain my property. You are correct, of course, that its origins find themselves in ancient and most feared event that was the rebellion of Enon Volkmar. Its powers have already been used several times after it has been, well, liberated from my particular custody.
Did see a glimpse of those powers. They were a sight to behold. It is my deepest wish to assist you in recovering this artifact for as long as possible, because I do believe quite a good deal of information could be gleaned from this, and I wish to offer my support in exchange for payments for time to study this artifact. I do have quite a history with the legacy of Enon Volkmar and what he did to this land.
You are Shadar Kai, yes?
Yes.
Well, at least in most basic of senses. Familiar with your people. Fondra's chosen. I can see why you might have interest in this particular tome. I promise you that studying it while having any amount of magical aptitude is a very risky endeavor.
Whilst I am a scion of the Shadar Kai, I am also ironically quite a devout follower of the lore master and searching, and I do believe there are some rituals in which both I could use my magical knowledge and I can pray towards my god in order to gain some insight of this power, whilst hopefully being insulated from the corrupting effects. I do believe there's quite a lot that could be learned.
That could be true. You said you saw the book being used, power that it produced. What exactly did you see the person who used the book do?
So I did not see it in use firsthand. I had I was outside when the book was opened, and the sheer volume of magical energy that outpoured was quite staggering. It seemed to either animate or call a number of aquatic ghouls in mere moments after activation. And my colleague here, Savant, as I gesture over to him, he managed to acquire the book from the buyer, and he spoke of whispers and ancient languages unknown to him, speaking to him as he struggled to overcome their influence and shut the book. Thus, and once that happened, everything deanimated. Although, whilst any nearby living being happened to die whilst the book was active, they quite strikingly, with very little transitory time, reanimated in a most terrifying manner from has been described to me.
His eyes turned to look at Savant. And you're the one who sealed the book again after it was used.
I did.
Are you a holy man?
Kind of. Not maybe in the way that you think I would be.
Perhaps you wouldn't mind elaborating.
I'm Vedalken. I think of gods in the sense of tools more than holy figures. But I am a cleric. So,
Enough so that you are able to command divine magic.
yes, sir.
That is the sufficient part of the equation, I think.
Sure.
That is the main reason you were able to close the book after its usage. You are not, in the general sense, one who is connected to the arcane specifically. Or at the very least, it has not been a part of your general study. Which means that you were unable to take control over the source once you had taken the book. However, the divine magic that you have at your command allowed you to close it. And then, of course, through its closing, nullify its effects.
The boy claimed that he was doing this through Krakadon. Is that possible? Or was he just bullshitting?
I will not rule out the possibility. Krakadon is a god for those who seek alternative ways to life. He does not teach you morals, what is right, what is wrong. He does not teach you how to operate in life. He teaches you how to operate your mind.
I agree.
Krakadon's teachings are one of a... Don't know if you've ever heard the word before, but a stoic.
Sure. I'm actually a cleric of Krakadon. That's why I was wondering if possibly that was an additional reason I could shut it so easily.
I have doubts that Krakadon himself makes it easier to take command over such artifacts. But if that is the case, then you would understand that his teachings merely allow one to freely choose how they live their life. It does not pigeonhole you to any one route. I suppose in a long story short sort of fashion. What I mean is, a worshipper of Krakadon can be both the most virtuous and the most corrupt of individuals.
I don't think I'm corrupt. Just got out of prison, though.
Do you believe yourself the most virtuous?
Hell no.
Then you are somewhere on the spectrum that, for him, is allowable. Lucky you, you appear to have chosen a god that cares very little for faith.
Works out well.
This entire process has me vexed. I can understand some reasons why Shadar Kai might be interested in studying this particular tome. I can understand perhaps a few more reasons why one who follows Vidian would want to study the tome. But you must forgive me when I say to you, as he looks to you, Fathon, that one who so desperately seeks an artifact of Volkmar himself for avid study and research is always one which causes some suspicion.
And what do you mean to imply by said suspicion?
There are few who seek his works and his creations who do not seek to expand upon them.
The devastation that Inong Volkmar had brought upon on my kind, words cannot express. If this artifact can be a tool in which I can use to eradicate or effectively seal off the ability to harness this energy, I'll gladly devote my life towards that.
A worthy goal. I fear an impossible one. Whether we like to see it or not, whether we like to acknowledge it or not, necromantic energy is just as natural to the world as the rest of the arcane. Sealing it off entirely is simply asking for trouble.
Merely one potential outcome I wish. Again, through the process of research, I'm fully confident I'll be able to find, if not a means to halt necromancy, a quite an effective way to dull the edge of its blade, so to speak.
I suppose I can respect that much. And what does our large, rather tired-looking friend here have to say about all this?
You guys look back and Torque is just flat on his back, very bored looking on the ground, laying down. Why not just burn the book? No more book, no more zombies.
If it could be burned, that would be an option, I suppose.
Is there any chance that I could have the book?
Sorry. Have it?
Yeah, I kind of like it.
You like it?
Yeah.
In what way do you like it?
I mean, it's powerful. I mean, I felt I can control it pretty well. Maybe I could learn to control it even better.
You managed to turn it off. Being able to flip a switch is very different from commanding the entirety of the circuit.
That might be true. What do you suggest we do then?
I had the book under lock and key. How anyone managed to steal it from me is beyond me at the moment. Something I'm still in the midst of attempting to interrogate.
Somebody
First and
inside.
foremost, it needs to be put away from anyone being able to examine it. Not unless they have the utmost care and concern for the possible consequences. You're only so lucky that in the times it's been used outside of my care, it has not caused the entirety of this city to die.
I guess I go back to Torque's question, why don't we burn it if you're not sure if you can keep it safe?
And I go back to my response. If it could be, that would be an option.
Oh, I thought you said that it could be.
He said if it could be.
Oh, Ow.
Have you all tried?
Oh, we've tried a myriad of ways to potentially destroy the book, at least experimenting. Actually destroying a book is a very difficult thing to do, especially one which is made by a mage as powerful as Mr. Volkmar. There's usually various different types of protections that lie all throughout it, preventing such things from occurring. There's also the secondary problem that destroying a book is sacrilege to Vidian himself. The Lorekeeper is not exactly a fan of the destruction of knowledge, even bad knowledge.
Stupid, indestructible, evil book causing problems. Torque's just muttering to himself.
The best we can do is keep it under a lock and key. At least until we better understand it. It's clear the book itself has been enchanted with a myriad of spells. It would take quite some time to be able to learn how to break through all of them without some sort of consequence.
Is there anyone
Fundamentally,
that
though,
we could trust with the book?
you asking who you can trust with it.
Yeah, like give it to a church, maybe, or something like that.
In a manner of speaking, Vidian's people are my people. And as we've already discussed, Krakadon's followers don't have to be very pure. So I wouldn't trust it in the hands of Krakadon's people. No offense intended.
I believe all of this discussion does prove rather moot, though. Our primary concern is recovering the book. Only then can we decide what to do with it.
I severely doubt that Captain Belros is actually going to release the book to me, even if I do follow the proper channels, fill out all the forms, cross my T's, dot my I's.
So what? Do we steal the book and bring it here?
That might be your only option. Captain Belros is... well, he has a reputation for not exactly being a trustworthy executor of the law. It would not surprise me if on some level he is willing to pass this book along to another buyer.
That is promising news.
That sounds like a lot of gold.
He'd be in competition with what it sounds like is the Loungel family.
Yes, what of this Loungel family?
The Loungels, supposedly, ostensibly, are a group of patrons, aristocratic patrons specifically, to the chapel to Krakadon. And they have been fulfilling that particular role for the last several generations, at least. They are known to be a rather eclectic group, but they perform all manner of different types of, let's call them aristocratic duties around the city. Several of the daughters of the family very much enjoy the life of socialites, enjoy starting various different types of parties, especially amongst the rest of the aristocracy.
Torque perked up for a second, and then when he heard the latter, he just goes back to laying down. He heard parties, and then goes back down when he heard the part of to the fellow aristocrat. He's just like, oh, never mind.
The patriarch of the family is a known councilman and politician, seeking to become the, well, parliamentary leader here in Grover.
Was it?
Parliament is one of the governing bodies of any city, much like a king might rule. A parliament would dictate law and general civic infrastructure and such.
Generally speaking, for the past very long while, Grover has been run by nobles who carved out territories for themselves and their influence, using this parliamentary procedure of sorts. These led to wars between the nobles, various different types of infighting, things like that. It's only fairly recently that things have been streamlined so that there is one very particular leader amongst the parliament who makes the ultimate decisions. That doesn't mean that there aren't still people vying for power, but it does mean that there's only one seat anyone cares about.
Who is the current leader of parliament?
Now I gotta check my notes.
And almost more importantly, if this is only a recent adjustment to this parliamentary manner of running the city, would there still not be, or I would quite imagine there still would be factions rivaling and still ebbing for power. If the Loundrels are quite well known and quite high up, I do imagine there would be those rather adverse to their continual growth.
As far as leadership at the current point in time, well, the Parliament is staffed with representatives of the various different noble houses that exist in the Diamond Quarter. It is Aloe and Terramore who leads the Parliament and has ultimate veto power.
Owen Terramore.
It is said that he is also the reason why the former structure fell apart. Supposedly, he successfully pitted all of the former nobles of Grover that used to cut out territory for themselves against each other, caused a civil war, and lasted for quite some time until they had nothing left. And then, that is when he took the ability to reform the landscape, so to speak. He's won re-election ever since, with overwhelming support from the people.
Would I know just how, just kind of through traveling and just general knowledge, how long Grover has been in this kind of parliamentary government?
About 20 years.
Okay.
The Groverian Civil War was about 6 years altogether of them tearing each other apart, and the city being torn apart. So it took some time to rebuild Grover.
Yeah.
Bloody politics.
So, My current desire, and it appears that this is a shared concern, is to get that book back before it falls into the wrong hands. Since we know the man who is in charge of looking after it is not a man of virtue, that is going to make it a complicated matter. He is still a captain of the guard, so to speak. Open defiance of him would probably be ill-advised.
Are you saying that we need to sneak in and get it from them?
Or find a way to have him bring it out into the open so that you can snatch it.
Talks very sneaky. Phaeton knows. Phaeton couldn't see me.
Yes, whatever you say, Torque.
See?
As I just kind of, I'm saying yes, but shaking my head no. So I would imagine the trial process would be quite an involved one. Is the law house an extension of the Black Earth, or would there shit, I can't remember the word.
The courthouses are generally speaking run by the Diamond District and various nobility thereof. They elect judges, prosecutors, and the like to perform their duties as necessary, paid for by taxes collected by the Parliament. Black Earth is, for lack of a better term, let's call them a military group, a mercenary company, who maintain law and order in the less fortunate places of Grovair.
So there would be opportunity for them. They will inevitably have to move the book.
True. Way too long, and perhaps the book will be lost under his supervision.
Would it be pretty well known that that is where the book is right now? Like public knowledge?
Public knowledge where would be the book?
Well, it was stolen from this guy, right? It was stolen from
Yeah.
Eltharion Vale. So, if the people who stole it from this guy know that the book is also there, wouldn't they possibly be trying to steal it from him as well?
Well, the soft. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
It depends.
We'd have to know who stole it in order for you to tell me
Yeah.
that. I guess we would want to know like how close he is, or I know he like spoke on it a little bit, but who does he think took it? I mean, because he said he has no idea who would even be like have the ability to do it. So that sounds like it might be an inside job. Does he think that's possible?
I think that's the only possibility. Allow me to show you and demonstrate exactly why I think this is the case.
Magic?
He stands up and sort of brushes himself off for a moment. He heads to the center of his office, and he kind of hovers his hand in front of himself for a moment as if he's trying to find a specific spot before he stops. You hear him say some magical incantation of sorts before he says, "Spellbook." And then he reaches forward and his hand disappears into an unseen pocket before pulling out a thick tome. There are very few people who know how to get into this.
So we have two issues we need to solve then. Because if we go and steal this book back and we give it back to you before we know who actually took it in the first place, then we're kind of fucking ourselves. So knowing that the book is with them right now, we can keep an eye to see if it moves anywhere, right? But first we need to figure out who took it so it doesn't just happen again.
Correct.
So how do we start tackling this or help you do that?
If I were allowed to make any sort of investigations of my own, this would be solved a good while ago. Unfortunately, the only investigations that would be worthwhile would be looking into the other magisters of the Mages Guild. Magister is a title. It's granted to those of the highest echelons of the guild, myself included. There is a total of 5 of us, and all 5 of us are aware of the storage technique that I just demonstrated to you.
Who's stopping you from doing an investigation?
The other magisters.
Interesting that they would stop you. Is there a certain voice that kind of spoke a little louder about not letting you?
All of the other magisters have explained their dissent, and they've given valid logical reasons as to why I should not have this particular right. At once it is, well, credible to simply accuse a magister of something with very little evidence other than a circumstance of sorts. That it opens up far too many unnecessary doors, further chaos within the ranks.
Why do you think if you looked into it, you would figure it out quickly?
Because there's only 4 other people who it could possibly be. And I think that 4 people is very easy to investigate.
Fair. Well, we're not magisters.
Yes, while you may not be able to act on your own, we may be able to inquire into this. Not quite literally, but we might be able to investigate on your behalf.
Do the other magisters know where the book is then?
They would know how to get into the storage that I just showed.
Well, no. Are they aware of where it is right now? So obviously, whoever stole it has to know that it's with, what is it, the Black Earth?
I believe, as of now, we just brought the news of the book, so it is only the Black Earth and us who are aware of it being in the Black Earth's custody.
Well, do you think they have any connection to the boy and his family?
Possibly. Not one which is overt that I'm aware of.
I think it's the smiley guy. That's what I think.
The smiley guy?
The hell is his name? Outcap. Wait, no.
Craig?
Yeah. I gotta. That's who I'm gonna put it out there in the ether. I think
Mr. Mancatcher.
I think that dude is the Palpatine of this shit.
Well,
Okay.
So we must investigate the Loundrels, find out some way of seeing if there's a connection of any of the 4 other magisters. Who are the 4 other magisters?
Provide you some dossiers if I just have a moment to go through my scrolls. You'll be able to get meetings with each of them if you schedule them well enough. All of them are well known for their punctuality.
These guys must be crazy strong. Like, how's...
One can only be very skilled in magic in order to be dubbed a magister. It literally means master of magic.
So, like, do we have an idea, like, out of character? Like, do we understand how strong this dude is, Altharian Vilhard is? Like,
I would
in levels terms, is he like
I would
an 18 or like a 7?
NPCs don't really follow level terms. They follow CR terms.
I would imagine, from my experience working with other high-level mages, I might be able to at least have a feel of the fact that he could cast us into oblivion.
Probably.
I'd assume so.
Yeah.
Because how the hell are we going to investigate these guys that are probably wittier, super smart, super powerful, probably are sneaky, sketchy? I mean, how do we take that on?
We don't. We just go find the book, snatch it.
If we maintain control of the book, it remains in my care. There's no
If
chance
we
of
have,
them
yeah, if
stealing
we
it.
have the book, they're gonna come to us.
Is that what we want?
Mm.
Or if we have the book, we could return it to Arthurian's control without their knowledge.
But
That
so
too.
what is Altharian's plan for keeping the book, since this is... He said lock and key, right? But...
It must be.
I'm sure that's just a way of words. It's not
Right.
like a literal lock and key.
So obviously he can't put it back to where he had it before, right? Does he have a plan if he gets the book in his possession to prevent this from happening again?
Mm.
That's more or less like a, not foolproof, but like, ideal.
Ask him.
So, say we do recover this book, we manage to either grease the wheels with Captain Belrose or liberate it from his possession. Where it's already been proven that your previous storage location will not suffice. Is there another location on which we might be able to sequester this tome?
There is a possibility. It would require me utilizing something I haven't used in some time. But there is a vault that I am aware of. An ancient vault. One that is related to the old... Well, the first Archmage of Oridon.
Shit, I can't remember his name.
Doesn't matter. There's bound to be a lot of shit in there.
Mirwin. The man was alive for over 1,000 years, yet was a human.
And you
Even
have his
then.
vault?
Oh, I know where to find one of them.
Ooh.
And you can get it by the time we might get the book?
I should hope so.
That would be one of the most, if not the most secure place in all of Oridon. People have been looking for traces of this mage's knowledge for untold years. If you've managed to
Easier if we could
uncover,
simply ask him.
you know he still lives?
I don't know for certain, but no one has ever seen his dead body. And when it comes to mages, well, I have suspicions.
Does he have anybody else out on trying to do this mission if we try to get the book back?
At the moment, no. I can't trust any of my underlings in the rest of the Mages Guild.
Right.
There's a possibility that they might tell the other Magisters what they have been assigned.
Right. You know what we need? We need a
What?
name.
Shut the fuck up.
We need to be referred to as the something or another.
You better not pick a name without us women.
What? Ugh.
Don't pick a name without us.
Let's see. Alright. Well. Rothon, what do you think? Should we just go try to get the book? From Melrose?
If
Yeah,
Feelheart
yeah.
does know the location of one of Merwin's vaults, that does solve the problem
Right.
of these insidious
I guess we need to...
magisters.
Yeah, we need to talk to, Nixie.
Yeah, she would be the most well informed on how to get anything out of the Black Earth's custody, especially if they're mere hired hands of the poorer sections. I'm sure there's connections through the Diamond District that might help facilitate this.
I mean, we find it and we take it. No?
It might just be that simple, but the execution might not be.
It will not be that simple. There's no way. I mean, Belrose... Who does he work for exactly? I'm trying to get them all straight.
The Black Earth, they're a
Yeah,
paramilitary
so they're the
law-keeping
mercenary.
group.
Yeah. So they're a mercenary group. They're working for the government, but they are like not the government.
Correct.
Okay. So that's a lot better of a situation than if they were.
Yeah.
So, if something happens to them, government really don't give a shit. Like, hey, that's your fucking problem. Figure it out.
I mean, it's a lot of money down the drain.
Sure, but it's still like their problem. I would feel. No? Is that a bad assumption?
I mean, yeah, it's gonna mean that they're probably gonna need to get a new mercenary group, but it does mean in the meantime that law and order is more or less going to be completely fucked in Grove Air. Until they find a new one. They
Alright.
could bring the... Phoenix Legion in to be a much more direct force, but they're not exactly numerous enough to cover the whole city.
Does Veilheart have any information that might be useful on how the Black Earth keep their evidence, or whatever you would consider it?
I'm not privy to the way in which they perform their
Okay.
guardianship over anything.
Alright, I guess we need to
I
talk
can't
to Nixie
imagine
then.
they have access to very complex methods.
Right. And I guess, did you know anything about Belrose himself?
I only know that he's not someone to trust. I know that he's strong. He wouldn't be leading his own section of the company if he wasn't.
Strong.
The Black Earth, as I understand it, have an intense respect for those who are capable in battle. It's the main method in which they determine their hierarchy. So a captain, of course, is going to be stronger than his subordinates. And none of the Black Earth Guard are particularly fragile.
Alright.
Might you have any scroll or arcane lore that might assist us in recovering this book that I might be able to learn and implement?
Yeah, that would be really neat if you can give us something that could, like, teleport the book to you immediately. So even if they catch us, we can be
No.
like, we didn't take it.
Not something that particular. What I could give you is a spell. It's not exactly a very complicated one. Tell me, are you aware of the spell Locate Object?
Oh yes, I am.
Second.
That is quite a well-known one.
If you'd like, I can give you a scroll. You can transcribe it and use it as you need to.
That would be very beneficial, thank you.
Nope.
Even Torque knows that spell.
You know locate object as a barbarian?
I mean, Torque can't cast it, but Torque knows of it. Torque used to.
Knows of it. I thought you said knows
Yeah.
it. I was like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
What?
I was
Torque
quickly
used,
trying to think of a RP response to that.
Yeah, no.
Right?
Torque used to lose his helmet quite often at home village, and
Mm.
yeah.
It might not be completely useful depending on where it's being held at the moment. There's even a singular millimeter of lead between you and the book itself. The spell won't work.
Yes, but it's better for it to use it and not need it than to not have it and have need of it. I do appreciate this.
He takes a scroll out from his desk, looks over it for a moment before furling it back up and then handing it over to you. A relatively simple spell. I have no problem parting with, especially for a good cause.
Isn't there something like that can block that spell to be used? Isn't like lead
Yeah,
or something?
Lead.
You just said.
Oh, sorry, I was
It's all good.
talking to Madison about something. Alright, so lead, yeah. Alright. I guess,
How
all
should
good.
we get in contact with you? Should we recover this book? I would imagine a scheduled meeting might be a little overt.
I suppose I could give you a sending stone.
That would solve the issue.
Anything else you would like to discuss before you continue on your way?
No, I do believe we have what information we do need, and time is of the essence. Gentlemen, I do believe we must meet up with the rest of our party, and I do require some time in order to transcribe this scroll into my spellbook.
We all need a rest anyway.
He hands you a small stone. Any developments, do let me know.
Of course, thank you. And then we walk by, and I almost turn around and almost trip over Torque as he's still lying on the ground.
Oh, is it go time?
I kick Torque. Like, get up.
Torque kicks him back. It's just like a still on his back, just full boot the size of his torso to his fucking chest.
I stumble a little bit and just stand straight up and then just turn around with a very flat look on my face. Just, let's go.
Yeah, don't kick Torque. Torque sensitive.
Torque sensitive.
You heard the guy.
Very rude. Torque gets up and kind of brushes off himself. Very badly, mind you, because, you know, large area to brush off, but
How tall
starts
is Torque
walking out.
again?
Torque's Torque is on his base 7'11".
So you're a foot taller than me.
Yeah.
Alright. How much do you weigh?
450 pounds.
You're 200 pounds heavier than me.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah, 450.
I got
of
4
pure
arms
muscle.
though. You know what? I
Right, you
feel
got
like
2
all 4,
appendages more, and
I
I'm
feel like
still 200 pounds
2
more than you.
arms, maybe both my one side's arms the same strength as your one arm on each side.
Christ.
I worked out in prison. When we walk out the door,
Should have worked out more.
I'm gonna use both of my right arms to kind of push him into the door frame so he like bumps into it and I walk through.
Torque is large build, very fucking heavy. I don't think you're just gonna push him like that.
Strength check.
Yeah.
Wait, is he actually large or is he medium but with large abilities?
He's medium with large abilities.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
How do
Alright.
I add these items?
That would be through the import tool. So
I can carry 570 pounds.
upper right, 3 dots, plutonium
Damn.
import, items. Sending stone.
Copy.
And spell scroll level 2. Probably be what you're looking for as far as the locate object spell.
My internet just crapped out.
Should all get matching tattoos.
Mhm.
And I'm back.
Yeah, I just had a fucking weird internet hiccup there too.
It is what it is.
So, the girls have information. You guys have information. And a spell scroll to put down into a spell book.
Ooh.
And a sending stone.
Correct. Why don't you meet up and discuss?
We are gonna meet up and discuss. Where are we gonna meet up and discuss?
Yeah, where are we going?
To Nixie's
We're
place?
heading to the hotel, I think.
Okay. Torque's just gonna take a little detour and get a drink before he comes to the hotel.
I'm gonna go
Is
with
there
him.
not a bar at the hotel?
Probably not. I don't know.
I'm gonna stop by.
Is there a bar at the hotel?
I'm gonna just say that wherever he goes to get a drink, they also sell cigars. Is that
Probably not. No.
I just feel like in this kind of setting, they sell smoking stuff at the same. No.
Dude, Torque is not one for fancy cigars and shit. He just needs a fucking drink.
No, I mean, like, back in the day, you could buy...
Can I get a cognac and a cigar? No. He goes to the
No.
bars where the clientele go to the floor.
It's like Texas Roadhouse before you could, before they stopped letting you throw the peanuts on the ground.
Torque goes to the
I
bars
can't believe
where,
they
you know,
stopped that.
bar fighting is a
I know, it's so
luxury.
fun.
Bar fighting is a...
Stupid allergies.
I'm
Man,
sorry, but if you're
that
allergic to
place
peanuts,
must have killed some
don't go to
people.
Texas Roadhouse.
Yeah.
It's common fucking sense.
Sorry, I guess not a bar. I guess a tavern is more of a...
Is there a bar at our
Right.
hotel?
I find someone to sell me some tobacco. I just want to smoke a cigar.
Fucking disgusting.
You ever smoked a cigar before?
Sorry, I got like a
You know you
hiccup
need
burp.
your breath to cast spells, right? Why would you voluntarily hinder yourself an ability to cast
What are you
such
talking
spells?
about? What?
There's a myriad of ways you could cast spells.
Yeah, but most of them do need a...
Use your
what is
words.
it?
I
A
mean,
sound
honestly, you
component
could be
or
smoking
something.
a cigar and cast a spell just fine. Since you talk out of your ass so much.
Calm down, Papa Smurf.
Yeah, that's right, I'm Papa.
Ew.
Well, sadly, that's the only one with a beard.
Alright, so
I guess
we're
we go to the hotel.
finding some lodging.
Okay.
And I don't know. Lundy isn't answering on if the hotel has a bar or not.
We need to know
It's
if
got
they
a
got
dining
food.
area. You can order drinks, but not really like, you know, mugs of ale.
Right, so Torque does take a detour to a fucking tavern real quick.
Can we just on our way to the hotel see them passing and going to a bar?
I don't know, Torque's just gonna go get a mug. Like, a full mug with him.
I don't think they're gonna let you walk out with their mug.
Why
Yeah,
not?
they
I'll
will.
fucking pay for it. What are you talking
Okay.
about?
I
It's
don't
a
know. I
mug.
figured they'd
What
want
are
it
they gonna do
back.
about it?
Pay extra, maybe? To take a mug with you?
Besides, Torque has, like, this big-ass mug made for him.
I
Because,
feel
Oh,
like-
he
you
keeps
know.
the mug on his
Oh.
hip? Is that what you're
No.
saying?
Yeah,
I
because,
feel like Torque
all of the
just
mugs...
goes in and he just like,
Yeah,
this
'cause,
is
like-
my mug now. And then he just walks out. I mean, like, that's like literally it. I
No,
mean,
Torque has a big ass mug built for him because all of the mugs everywhere else they're tiny.
What?
They don't contain
Like,
anything.
Bro keeps strapped with a mug.
you just have one
Yeah.
on your belt.
Yeah, there's a horn, a drinking horn, big ass fucking horn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, what are those bull men
I like
called?
your knife. I'm keeping it. Yeah.
Fill
What
this
is it?
up.
What are
Or
they called?
2 fucking barrels in there.
What are those bull men called?
Minotaurs?
bald- Old
Yeah, he has a huge minotaur's horn that he got from a fight once or something.
I don't know, dude. Minotaurs are kind of fucking hard to kill, aren't they?
I think they're just a normal race that you can compare to pretty easily, right?
Honestly, I just
Torque just
Right,
paid
so-
for someone to make this.
imagine the Torque just knocking over a tree and carving his own mug.
Jesus Christ.
I
No, it's gonna be
Can I-
chunky. A horn's
can
very
I have
easily
asked-
stored in the hip.
Miss Engleworth for a respectable lodging spot that we could head towards?
Certainly. I mean, that would probably involve the hotel that you had already gotten a room at in the first place.
Yeah, I
it's
figured
not
that's
a
where
bad
we're going.
place. It's just, you know, it doesn't have a tavern area where people order drinks, get drunk, and get rowdy. Because it's a
Alrighty.
respectable establishment, and they don't want people fucking getting drunk.
Is that the lady
No
who
bar
said to
fights
fuck
at the
around and
hotel.
find out?
What?
Who's Mrs. Angleworth?
She's the receptionist of the library.
She was the receptionist lady, dear.
Yeah, so she's the one who says they just need to fuck around and find out.
Yeah.
Talk doesn't fight where he sleeps. That's just messy.
Does he arm wrestle where he sleeps?
All right.
No. He doesn't
Since this
sleep
is
in a
where we're
tavern.
going to be staying, what's the name of this place?
Oh God, did I never give you a name for the hotel?
No, I don't think so.
Hotel
Jesus
number
Christ.
1.
The Grand Grove Hair.
All I knew is that it was a neutral party owned hotel.
I wonder if there's a
Mhm.
barber shop here called the Grand Grow Hair.
They do weave there, they do extensions.
How about the Silver Mist Inn?
Silver
Silver Mist
Minden.
Inn.
Yeah.
I like that.
Sounds poisonous. Awesome.
Now I'm imagining a seasonal silver mist that enshrouds Grove Hair for various reasons.
I just imagine it's Silver Mist because it's not as expensive as a Gold Star hotel. It's like one step under.
I just imagine a hotel because it's a fucking hotel.
Once you've been to one hotel, you've been to basically all of them.
Yes. Fucking...
That
You
is
sleep when you
entirely
get
not
out.
true, by the way. You can go 1 block away and have a 100% different fucking experience. Let me tell you.
True.
There
All
are some
right.
fucking
Yeah.
crazy bad places.
So we're just gonna.
I was in one in Japan. It was awful. It was so bad.
If I was in Japan, I would get one of those little sleeping pods.
We had so
That'd be
much stuff
cool.
that we couldn't.
I'm too tall for those.
So we're
That
just
too.
meeting them at the Silver Mist Inn.
Yeah.
I guess we get there
All right,
at
so-
the same time.
Yeah, when I get back, I head
We
up
already
and I
have
start-
the room, right?
Yep.
We don't
We
need
have
to
a room.
get another.
room
Like
with-
we don't have to get another one.
Well, yeah, it was what, a room with 1 bed
Hey,
or 2 beds?
never stopped anybody before.
I think we'll need 2 beds to accommodate Torque alone.
Dude, the fuck. You're not wrong, but the fuck. You're not
In
supposed
our
to
other
say that.
campaign,
Are
somehow
you
we
also
always
calling
end
him
up in
fat?
one hotel room together.
Yeah, well, most of our are quite small in that one.
All right, so I go in and go up to the innkeeper and I go and purchase myself a room.
This is Nixie's room, right?
It was kind of all of our room, because we just
It was the
Yeah, you're
interrogation
probably
room.
going to need multiple
Uh.
rooms if you're going to actually have a place to stay for the evening.
Yeah.
I just told him it was a sex thing.
Torque, you want to get a room together?
No. Torque's gonna get a room of his own, because, again, he's fucking huge.
I just realized I accidentally put my silver as platinum. It's fixed.
He
now.
walks up when he gets one. He says, "I go to push bed together."
No, Torque's just gonna go up to the reception and ask, do you guys have bigger beds?
These soft beds hurt my back.
Cool. Anyway.
We could put 2 together, I suppose.
I prefer to sleep on the floor because I'm used to prison beds.
If you buy a 2-bedroom, then there'll be 2 beds, and you can push 2 together. You can use one, and Mr. I don't want a bed can sleep on the floor, I suppose.
Sure.
Mr. I don't want a
I'm a-
bed agrees.
I'm assuming me and Nixie will just head up to the room that we already had earlier, and we would just share it, I guess.
That's fine.
Yeah, we can share the sex room.
Just girls being girls.
Wait, why? Wait, it's a sex room?
Because when we were dragging
Oh, it's a sex
Kafe
thing.
away, I said, "Oh, don't worry about it. It's a sex thing. He likes it." As he's gagged and tied up.
So now it's a sex room.
Weird.
Hey, no one questions when you say it's a sex thing.
No,
Unless
they
they're
just kind of
intrigued.
avoid their gaze and go, "Eee." Okay.
They're like, boss, do I really have to clean this room?
Right. Big room, how much?
Get the butter.
The butter, not again.
1 2-bedroom will cost you 2 gold for the night.
2
Yep.
gold?
Yep.
Jesus, that's super expensive, isn't it?
For a 2-bedroom?
Oh my god.
Now you're stingy about gold?
Was the guy
What do you
throwing gold at
mean?
people earlier?
Is
That
this a
wasn't me.
2-bedroom or a room with 2 beds?
It's a room with 2 beds.
Yeah.
But it has accommodations for 2 people. 2 armoires, 2, cleaning areas and the like.
I just need the 2 beds. I'll take it.
Alright,
Toss us 2 gold.
let's all meet up in Nixie's room to discuss what we're gonna do. Let's come up with a plan.
We're gonna meet up in the sex room.
That's right.
Yeah,
There's-
Zalia's in
Discuss
this
what we're
room
gonna
too,
do.
We're
okay?
gonna put that on the front of the door. Orgy, do not disturb. And we're all walking in the room.
Why? Why is this always the case?
Because,
It's
like
safe to
Azalea
say-
said, when you say it's a sex thing,
Nobody
no one
asks
bothers you.
questions.
Okay. So I
Plus,
guess
it's
So
a
it's
little
safe-
odd bringing a man bound and tied up to a room.
We don't have a man bound.
We
and
did
tied up.
earlier when we rented this room.
Okay, it doesn't. It no longer needs to
I
be a sex
volunteer
thing
for
when
tribute.
we're going to.
That's what the front desk people think. Is that it is the sex room. They don't wanna
just
touch
sitting
it.
here. Can I buy a room, please? I have books I must read.
Alright, we need to come up with a plan now.
Get
Nixie.
The book.
Tell us everything you know about
Steve.
Belrose.
Think everything I know about Belrose?
Well, we need to figure out what they. We need to fill them in on what we learned, and then they also need to fill us in on what they learned.
Yeah.
I just figured we would do out of character and just be like, listen, we tell them everything that happened, they told us everything that happened. We all heard it. No?
I'm fine with that if that's what you guys want to do. Kind of keep things moving, more or less.
Yeah.
Yeah. Azalea would be like, you know who might be able to help? And
Alright,
then
so
she'll just.
then... Go ahead.
Sorry,
Kade.
she'll be like. She'll nod. She'll be like, Kade and the, Damn it, the Silk Touch? Is that what they're called? What are they called?
Soft.
Soft.
Silk
Soft
touch.
Touch!
Silk Touch is a high-end establishment.
The Soft Touch. They might be willing to help us if they can get help from Nixie.
Yeah. I have to figure out. I think we ended with them stating that I'd probably need to do a job or something for them. Before
Yeah,
we get
which-
into those details.
We can get details from Kade tomorrow. And
Yeah.
see. And then I can see if he knows anything about that or if they can help us get the book back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Working with the Thieves Guild would be a good strategy for trying to steal something. I agree with that.
Plus, he owes us some favors.
Yes, he does. And we'll be like, we'll do this for us and we're square.
All right.
Who
I
else
have
does
my
have
own
favors
personal.
with?
I have my own personal favor. All right.
Okay, so to effectively TLDR this, we meet up with Nixie and them. They fill us in on us meeting up with Cade for a potential job in order to work in a quasi-partnership. That quasi-partnership we can use as a plan to steal the book from the Black Earth. We fill Nixie and them in on our conversation with Veilheart on how it may have been an inside job. Well, it was most likely an inside job with one of the Magisters. We do have a spot where we're working with Veilheart, and we have a spot where we can bring the book to be safely stored outside of reach of these guys. We also fill them in on the Loundrels potentially being involved in a power move in order to upset the current leadership of Parliament. Does anyone have anything that I missed?
Don't think so.
All right, cool. So we get a long rest then?
Sure.
After we go to our separate rooms and Torque pushes his beds together, of course.
Mm-hmm. And Savant sleeps on the floor.
All right, and during this long rest, do I need to roll for transcribing this into my book or no?
No, it's just a cost.
Okay.
And then we get rid of our temp HP.
Yes, your temp HP will disappear.
And then, now that it's the next day and it's a new day, I would like to cast my mage armor again using my one thing so I don't have to expend a spell slot for it. Whatever that is called. I do not remember. I just live here.
Shouldn't
The
it
way
be
that
in
me and
your...
Lundy do it is we just say that during the day, Major Armor is like active whenever we're about to go into battle.
Yeah, that's how I think you helped me set it up. I just don't know how to.
In the upper left, you turn on the edit button and then go to where your AC normally is, where there's now a gear, and then in there's like a little drop-down menu that lets you just put mage armor on.
Imagine having to wear armor.
It's okay. Like I said, I'm used to prison and bad, comforts, so I could even sleep in my armor probably. Be whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, you probably could, but metal clanking as you turn would probably wake us up, and then we'd fucking hit you.
By us, you mean you?
Yes.
At least the person he's sharing a room with.
Yes.
I would also sleep.
Can we
through you
roll
hitting
to see
me.
if this happens?
Sure.
Yeah, you would be sleeping when I hit you, so that's an automatic crit, right? Prone and sleeping, unconscious.
Yeah, Savant, roll a
D20.
D20.
If you disturb
10 or
my
higher,
sleep...
you get hurt for disturbing his sleep.
Anyway, new day.
Wait, why'd you give yourself advantage?
Doesn't matter.
Ugh. I'm lucky.
Dexterity saving throw. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you still don't get any, because, again, you're unconscious and prone.
Yeah, but from prison, he might be a light sleeper. Can't get
Still
caught off guard sleeping in prison.
Let me
It's
tell you
still
something. You
unconscious.
never catch me dropping the soap, dog.
Okay, well,
Use
catching the
this-
soap and being unconscious
Use
are two very
two of
different
those
things.
arms to constantly protect yourself.
Yep.
One arm covering his butt, one arm
It's
covering
just-
the
yeah.
front.
Nothing's going up my pooper. He's just a thumb up
learned
his
how to
ass when he's
sleep
sleeping.
with his arms around his ass.
He just plugs it with a fucking spare thumb.
Sweaters must be hard to come by. Do you need Azalea to make you one?
Real quick, I do not plug it with a spare thumb. All right.
No kidding. I would have never guessed. I'm glad
a-
you brought that up.
It's a
again.
cork.
I'm
It's
sorry, but
almost
if
like it
you
was a
have to
joke.
clarify, then sounds pretty guilty to me.
I just block it.
No,
all
no,
right?
no. Wait. Anyway. What now?
You guys hear her pawing at your door, and it's Pepper trying to wake you guys up for the morning.
We gotta go
Torque just
meet Kade.
opens the door.
Once you open the door, Pepper just runs in.
He's gonna be so happy to see us so immediately.
Do we also...
He's gonna be happy to
So
see me
quickly.
immediately.
Does Nixie also need to go to the Phoenix Legion? Is that something that we're wanting to happen?
Why is Pepper running into
I think
our
we should
room?
just talk to the
Wake you
Thieves
guys up.
Guild first,
I mean, yeah, but
and then
Okay.
see what we come up with, right? And if we need to, then maybe.
but if we open up the door,
I don't think they will help us if we don't get the help from the Phoenix Legion for them.
Oh, so we might need the details before we go to the Phoenix Legion. Unless I'm remembering wrong.
She doesn't believe that he has inside with the Phoenix Legion, so she wants proof by you doing a task for them. So we'd have to ask him what that task is for us to get alliance with them.
Okay. Step 1, find out task.
Step 1, find Kade.
Find out.
My favorite task.
I am making a little to-do list because I'm gonna forget these steps.
I want y'all to know that Madison bought a whole big notebook that she's been
No.
writing in this whole time.
This is for other things, okay? I have notes on a lot of topics in this notebook. This is not
Only
just
one
for
of many
D&D.
things that this notebook is used for.
I had a notebook for D&D, but I decided that I'm not one to take notes.
I have a notebook too. It's called Notepad on Windows.
I can't type as fast as I can write.
I have a notebook. It's called my brain.
You can't
It's not very
type
good,
as
but-
fast as you can write? Is that what you said?
It's not.
Yeah, I
very
went
good,
to
but-
skip typing classes at school.
Do you use like a 9-foot keyboard or something? Like, there's no way.
I'm too dyslexic for typing.
How are you here then?
Okay, on to the tavern where Kade normally hangs around.
Mhm.
Which I don't know if he'd be there after yesterday's event, but who knows?
What time
We'll
is it?
check. Oh yeah, what time does that even open?
Is it 24/7?
Yeah, if it's
It
morning,
could be.
we
It's a hangout spot for thieves. So.
Dude,
It's a
most of them are
possibility
gonna be
they'll
so. All the people there are gonna be so pissed to see us walk in, except for Kade.
The only thing.
All the
Torque needed
people
to
we
hear
knocked
was
unconscious
tavern.
yesterday.
Hey,
Maybe
they're
they
mad
won't
at
remember.
Torque. They cannot be mad at Torque. Torque gave
Dude,
them
I knocked
ample
out-
opportunities every time he knocked up a motherfucker.
I
He
knocked
gave him
out like
ample
2 or 3 of
opportunities.
them.
They can still be mad. They don't. have
Okay,
to
well
be
that sounds like a day problem in that case. They
Well,
had
yeah,
a
sure.
choice.
Well, once
I
they see
gave
we're
them a choice. They
when they
chose
see
to
that we're
get
cool with
knocked
Kade, then maybe they'll chillax a bit.
Even if they don't chillax, it's just gonna be the same thing all over again. So
Okay, so I'm gonna stand on the opposite side of the bar as Torque.
Okay, I'll walk in and kind of scan the bar top because I imagine that's where he'd be sitting.
You would be correct. You walk in and you start scanning around. Some of the people there seem to recognize you and get some stink faces going as One of them kind of stands up. Fuck you doing back here then?
I'll fucking cry about it and sit down.
Oh, you just tell me what to do?
Didn't we beat your ass last time?
Oh, you think it's gonna happen again? You didn't even beat our asses. You just fucking waiting for us to fight each other for the most part. You fucking... Would you please shut the fuck up? It is way too early in the morning to hear you bickering.
I'll walk over and sit down next to Kade, because I recognize his voice.
You sit next to him and he gives you a look before glancing over to the rest of the people who are kind of staring at the both of you. Well, how about giving us some privacy? Why the fuck are you hanging out with the green bitch? Well, one, fuck you. I don't need to tell you anything. Two, we're currently dating, so mind your own business. Right, okay. Anyways, you're here rather quickly.
Oh, well, apparently we've had a lot to come up.
Okay, and what can I do for you?
Well, I remember your boss said maybe to believe what you've told her, that you need a certain someone to do a task for her.
Well, more or less, yes.
Does she have a specific task in mind? Because we may need your guys' help.
She believes that if someone is going to be capable and is truly a, well, agent for the Phoenix Legion, capable one, then they'd be able to listen in on a conversation that is going to be had later on today.
Where and who?
There are two individuals who are going to be having today. They are in charge of the two biggest criminal factions in all of Grovair, the Iron Horn and the Tall Fellows.
Okay.
The representative for the Tall Fellows is a fellow by the name of Grimsnug. Representative for the Iron Horn is a rather intimidating-looking individual known as Zelian. Evidently, they are going to be having a meeting, each with one bodyguard present, and she is interested to know the details of said meeting. If, of course, your spy is worth their weight and worth her trust, then she'd be able to, supposedly, figure out what this meeting's about.
All right. And what time did you say this was?
Supposedly they're going to be having dinner together.
Do you know where at?
I do believe that it's going to be in the Diamond Quarter, which means that that's going to be a whole other ordeal just getting inside. I
Sounds
don't know
like
exactly which shop at the Diamond Quarter, but Zelian is a very easy to identify individual, so you'll be able to see him. Big man, purple skin, big black horns.
it. All right. And then I'll just kind of put my hand on his and be like, give me a second. And then I will relay all of this to Nixie.
Neat.
And then
Go
I'll just
spy on the two strongest crime organizations in Grovair.
I'll be like, do you think you can handle it?
Don't get grappled.
Don't get crap.
I'll just ask Nixie, I'll be like, do you think that's something that you could manage?
I mean, do we have a choice? I feel like
I mean, you don't
kinda-
have to. It's to get their trust and get their help, but we would really like that.
yeah. Thanks.
Let's go, rogue.
Yeah, probably.
Time to do
We could
rogue
probably do that.
shit.
We can do it, and if it fails, that'll be interesting.
Don't bring Torque with you.
No, Torque's not allowed within the vicinity.
Do you know how to get into the diamond region?
What the fuck?
Hey, you can't hear any of this. It's through our mind.
No, I know. Torque's just kind of like ordering up a fucking a big ass ale or something, and he just gets this feeling that someone's talking shit, and he just like looks around. Nothing's happening. He's just like, something's afoot.
I can sense someone talking shit.
Yeah.
Do I know how to get into the diamond quarter? I don't know.
I imagine you'd have
Well,
some way in.
So
Or-
Normally
would,
getting in just
Built
kind of
in.
requires a permit.
Requires a permit? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
during Nixie's time, would she have had a permit since she's been working here for 100 years?
He's probably been given permits every now and then to get in for various different reasons. The Phoenix Legion, of course, is in charge of issuing these permits, so...
So she could probably easily get one by talking to her boss.
Do I currently have like an active permit, or do I need a new one?
High or low?
High or low? Come on,
High or
girl.
low?
High or low?
High? I don't know.
It's a high or low question.
You do indeed have a permit right now.
Yes.
I thought she said 5 for a second, and I was like, why would you pick a number?
Great. Now, if it's anything other than a 5, you die.
You know, that's not
like-
totally out of character for me.
Okay, so you have a permit, so getting in to be easy, and then I told you the description of the guy who should be really easy to find, and you're super stealthy, and it's at dinner time.
Mhm.
So you should be able to do this lickety-split as long as you do your thing, which is literally stealth, and you just gotta listen to the conversation and bring back the details.
Got it.
All
Quick
right.
question, by
And-
the way. Is your spy versed in thieves' camp?
Yes.
Oh, shit. I ask again. Are you?
Yes.
She's a rogue.
Yes.
That is one.
All rogues.
That's one of my languages.
Thank the Lord. I'll end the message there, and I'll be like, I think things are good to go.
Very good. Anything else you required from me today, dear?
If after this we may need to find you again, but nothing that I can think of at the moment.
I see. And do you find yourself busy today?
Is Nixie gonna want my help?
Uh,
I'll ask. Are you gonna need my help today?
I mean, we're all there, right?
Well, I
yeah, but you
she
guys
went
were in the
first
message.
so that you guys didn't
Could hang back
cause
and-
chaos by just barging in and being like, "Hey, we're back." That's what I assumed
Mostly.
happened because nobody said that they were going in with her.
Yeah.
I just assumed we
You're
all
the only
were.
one that said he went in.
Torque's obviously going in for a drink.
Torque already
That's-
said he was getting a
that's-
drink.
Yeah.
I would get a drink.
So, are you gonna need my? Are you guys gonna need my help today? I mean, it's not till dinner time, you know.
Mhm.
So, I'm pretty
I-
free, right?
I think so.
And then I'll end the message. I'm free
Well, that
Until-
sounds fantastic.
later, probably.
Well, in that particular case, until I report back whatever your spy can report back, I also have nothing on the docket. I'm supposed to be keeping myself somewhat free for whenever the report comes in. Do you think perhaps you'd be willing to go on a much less tense walk with me this time?
That sounds lovely.
Fantastic. I'll show you a place that's a little bit more fancy than a simple noodle stall.
The noodles were lovely, though.
I'm glad you thought so. Are your friends coming with us?
They better not. And I say that one a little bit louder. That way they hear.
Kind of fucking rude, but okay.
I'll kind of just shoot Torque a look like, shut up.
I mean, I have other things to do before my spying.
Torque likes noodles.
We're not going for...
We all like noodles, I'm just saying.
I feel like me and Torque would both be at the bars just staring straight while drinking a beer and be like, yeah, fuck us, right?
Actually, exactly opposite was the idea.
Good one, kid.
Just in case, we should probably head out soon.
And I imagine I'd be spending my time reading over the dossiers on the Magisters that Veilheart gave us.
The only ones that might give us a hard time are those two, but hopefully they'll sit here and drink and keep each other company.
No, Torque's having a good time. Torque's having a drink at a tavern. Torque's having a good time. No problems here.
Nothing fancy at this particular establishment, but I imagine that's how you prefer it.
I think that one was aimed at you, Torque.
What?
I think
there's
Kade
nothing
was
fancy is available at this particular establishment, but I imagine you prefer it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, fair.
He takes a big swig of his mead. Yeah.
Yeah. No, you're right. Otherwise, I wouldn't have paid for the repairs that most of other people cost.
I broke a window at most. And I may have pepper sprayed the place.
I don't think I did any damage to this place.
I think I got damaged in this place.
It was mostly towards the rubble rousers of the NPCs
Okay, so
around
it
here
was-
who just
I'm just gonna look at
trashed the place.
No, I'm gonna look at
Because
Kade.
of
I'm
the-
like, y'all realize he's 100% to blame, right? Like,
Me?
I think that I
Got
actually
it.
did most of the damage.
Oh, okay.
he's the one who threw the fucking beer.
Mm. Yeah, listen.
And we forgive him for that.
Either
They didn't
way-
like when you pointed that out last time. I
Either
pointed
way,
it out
this
again.
place got put into a shithole, and I paid for it, so we're more
He
than
got it-
welcome in here, I'm assuming.
I'm sure as long as I don't break any more windows and people stop fighting, then it's fine. So I'll look at Kade, I guess, and say, well, do you want to head out then?
I would love to.
You want me to carry you out?
Damn.
As much as I enjoy the fact that you are able to manhandle me without much problem, perhaps it would be better if we merely walked arm in arm.
I'm just poking fun.
You two kids have fun now.
I'll just kind of give him a dirty look.
Oh, look at the depressed ex-convict.
Azalea is Dami Mommy.
Zalia and Kade will be heading off on what seems to be an actual date this time.
That's perfect because that was gonna be my my favor.
What?
Really?
That's really
Well,
a
don't
favor
cash
to
in
him.
something you're already getting for free.
Yeah, don't
Hey,
cash
I
anything
didn't-
in.
I'm
now
not
you don't have to
cashing it
ask
in.
for it as a favor. There you go.
Exactly.
You get to keep your favor.
Yeah, now I can just ask for a third date for my favorite.
True. What's everybody else doing while that's gonna be going on?
I
I think-
am gonna figure out where the headquarters of Black Earth is, where it is in the city.
Okay. And I need to go to the Phoenix Legion, I think.
Yeah,
Right?
you
Do
guys
I?
I don't think you necessarily
You
have to.
your
I-
you have your
I
pass.
have a permit, but I don't know if I should ask him about the book.
Well, yeah, you could fill them in on what happened with. They wanted to find out, what was going on with this.
Do we want to
So you
let
could
them know though? Because we have to seal it
If
back.
They
we
want
do
to
a
know.
little thievery.
We could steal it back, but they would want to know, or I would imagine that they would want to know that one of the leading families in the city was involved in this.
Well, they want the problem solved, if I remember.
I think they said they didn't really care what was going on as long as you guys solved it.
Yeah.
Stopped it mostly. Yeah.
Stopped it.
Yeah, stopped it. And it's not stopped.
So I really think you don't have to go over there. You can if you want, but I think you're just getting prepared. You're just doing whatever you need to do until then.
Okay.
I mean,
What kind of tools would you need?
It.
We stopped the sale.
Temporarily.
The book is still at large. We know.
Oh, no.
where
Yeah, the
it is.
book
got
It's still
sold.
dangerous.
It got sold. We got the money.
Yeah.
Money changed hands. Perhaps the book's not in the person who bought its hands.
Yeah, but Nixie and I also got paid just for being helpful.
We did.
Yeah.
Now we have fancy money.
Mm-hmm. All I wanted to do was carry a hot guy down some stairs to help him, and I got some cash money out of it.
Yeah, you did. All right, so no major plans for the day so far. Just kind of waiting on confirmation on Nixie completing her particular job that she's been given, and then reporting that back, and then using that to try and get help from the soft touch to get the artifact back from the Black Earth. Yeah.
I hope Kade's boss isn't gonna be mad that we sold it and now we gotta steal it back.
I'm trying to think
They're
if
thieves
there's...
guilds. They have all time.
I
Nah.
want to schedule an appointment with the Magisters, knowing it wouldn't happen anytime soon.
Not
But
a
I do
problem.
want to get that down on the books.
I do also want to give you some basic things that you would have been given in terms of dossier information. Number one, we have Magister Veldrick Sarn. He is the Archmage of Illusions in the Mages Guild here in Grovair.
Hold up. You say that one more time?
Veldrick Sarn, the
S.A.
Archmage of Illusions.
Okay.
VELDRICSARN. Now, these dossiers have been written in accordance to Altharian's perspective, so take them with a grain of salt. But he writes that Veldrick is a calculating and smooth-talking magister known for a silver tongue and his ability to manipulate both magic as well as people. He is charming, but not above using others as pawns in his own schemes. And despite his friendly, outward demeanor, he is incredibly secretive and has an air of mystery about him. Trusting him is always a gamble, as he's likely to be playing a long game, and he is merely looking out for his own interests. And there is Magister Tyrela Sunstrand, High Enchanter of Artifacts. Tyrela is a calm, composed, and deeply methodical person. She's meticulous in her work and often speaks in measured and controlled tones. Her magical expertise lies in enchanting powerful artifacts, and she is known to have a particular obsession with rare and ancient objects of magic. Some say that she's driven by an insatiable desire to understand the whole of the world's magical relics. Highly intelligent and somewhat aloof, and can appear cold, that this tends to be a result of the fact that she's focusing on her projects as opposed to other people. Magister Kalis Drakenheart, Master of Transmutation. Kalis is known to be intense, focused, and often perceived as somewhat abrasive. His obsession with the fundamental properties of matter and his relentless pursuit of unlocking the secrets of alchemy and transmutation have made him something of a genius over time, though also somewhat obsessive and unpredictable. He is prone to outbursts when his experiments go awry, but he is fiercely loyal to the guild, as far as I understand, and its principles, at least publicly. And Magister Silas Moonsong, Grand Sorceress of Divination. Silas is serene, wise, and deeply attuned to the flow of magic and fate. She speaks cryptically, often seeming as though she's receiving visions from the future rather than simply talking. Some members of the guild find her unsettling, deep connection to the mystical forces of the world, and she is often accused of being a seer rather than an actual mage, who manipulates events for her own goals. Her cryptic prophecies and tendency to predict outcomes make her a bit of an suspicious but still awe-inspiring figure within the guild.
What's she the Archmage of?
She's the
Divination.
Grand Sorceress of Divination.
Gotcha.
All right, so I started falling behind on that one. So she speaks cryptically,
Cryptically, yeah.
accused of being a seer instead of an actual mage, a bit suspicious, though awe-inspiring.
Mhm.
All right, and Sylius.
Syllis. There are notes on each of them in terms of why they might be under suspicion at the moment and why they have not yet been cleared. Veldrick, for instance, is considered highly suspicious because of his manipulative nature and his skill with illusions. Penchant for creating distractions and deceptions, and that could easily allow him to steal something without leaving any trace. Furthermore, his past is dotted with rumors of dealing with underworld figures, making it possible that he could have made a deal with any sort of thieves' guild. For Tyrella, the suspicion noted is her obsession with rare artifacts. She is known to collect dangerous and obscure magical objects, sometimes pushing the boundaries of what's considered safe to own. Her possible desire to control the dangerous tome might have motivated her to steal it. Under Drakenheart, Kalis has been increasingly isolated in recent years, consumed by his work. His temperament makes it hard to gauge if he's capable of such a betrayal, but his deep knowledge of materials and how they can be altered can give him an edge in manipulating magical objects as well. It's possible that his desire for the book's secrets, especially if it has alchemical or transformative powers, led him to steal it for his own purposes. And under Silas, Silas's ability to foresee events means that she could have known about the tome's location and its potential importance before anyone else even did. Some have whispered that she could manipulate events from the shadows with her influence that she has as a result of her status. She could use the book for some greater purpose. She has a long history of being involved with secret magical prophecies of various sorts.
Cool.
Nixer!
Yes.
So are we just gonna position ourselves to spy on two powerful criminal underbosses?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's the only.
How would you prepare for that?
Do I need a disguise? Do I need to do any of that?
I mean, That's up to you.
Hmm. Would I be recognizable if I didn't?
Well, you are a very recognizable person generally. I
Yeah.
don't know if you've seen yourself, but you are.
I do have white hair.
Yeah.
Okay, so disguise might be a good idea.
You're gonna regret not having talk with you if shit go down.
I just hope I can outrun him. Okay, so I guess I'll prep with like putting a disguise on and then go about my adventure. Do I need to do anything on like the thing for that?
A disguise kit check would be good.
Okay.
Are you having trouble finding it?
Yeah, I thought I had one,
It's
but
underneath your skills. There's thieves' tools and disguise kit under your skills in your details tab.
The first tab.
Ye.
the
It's on
first
main,
tab.
It's on the main page. It's just underneath. It's in its own little box.
I
under
found it.
skills. Yeah.
Ye.
Okay. Just a normal roll.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Oof. She broke the brush.
Okay.
Wait, does anybody have the kit too?
I do, but I'm on a date.
Unfortunate.
Unfortunate.
They're gonna see through you like a window.
Yeah, let's hope I roll high on other things.
Like stealth.
Hold on.
Like stealth.
Give me a minute. Let me look. Let me see this something real quick. How does this work? Never mind. I have nothing.
Okay. So poor disguise.
Yep. We're not the master of disguise.
Nope, not today.
You're on a wig.
Okay. And then go to the Diamond District.
Yep. That'll be more or less the idea. While you're
Okay.
out there, go ahead and roll me a perception check to see if you can't track down where this little meeting is going to be taking place.
Okay. Just a normal roll on that one too.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh God. For the love of Cracadon.
Neat.
Neat.
Thankfully, as I said before, one of the individuals that is going to be a part of this particular meeting is a lot easier to spot
Mm-hmm.
because he's a big purple skin tiefling with big old horns.
Yes. Do I see him anywhere?
You indeed. See this fella walking into one of the establishments here in the Diamond Quarter, a place by the name of La Lumiere.
What?
How do you spell that?
Just how it sounds.
More or less how it sounds. Here, I'll...
Oh, I thought you just literally made some shit up.
Like DM trick for random establishments.
I didn't think it was actual words.
A vowel garble.
No, yeah, I just say
La Lumiere.
Sound like Arnold
La
Schwarzenegger.
Lumiere.
saying
La
some shit.
Lumiere. Elegant restaurant nestled within Grover's most affluent district here. Crystal chandeliers hang from the ceiling, casting gentle hues across the polished marble floors and delicate tapestries that adorn the walls. The air smells of fine wines, delicate spices. Exactly what one would expect from an establishment in this most rich of regions.
Okay. And I just need to stay close enough that I can hear them.
Correct.
Okay. Do I need to roll stealth before I go in? Like, if I follow him in? Or...
Yes, you would probably have to roll stealth.
Okay. Just not sure about the timeline of it all.
This is when you roll good, okay?
Everybody pray.
We're all holding
Yeah, cross your
hands with our
fingers.
heads bowed.
RNG's.
Yes!
There you go.
Oh, thank the fucking Lord.
That was almost a 3, dog. Did you see that 3? That was cracking on. It's like, make it a 19.
Crack it on helping. All right, Nixie. You managed to position yourself amongst one of the various different shadows in this somewhat intentionally dimly lit establishment. Next up is listening in on the conversation that you're going to be listening in on. I'm going to need another perception check. Try and get as
Okay.
much information as you can.
Come on.
Perception. Let's hope this one goes better.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh. Nixie, this is the only listening to them is the only thing that we need.
I think
know.
someone just got rejected in a proposal, and now there's a huge thing happening in the adjacent table, so she can't hear anything.
All right. I'm cutting out half of this conversation. Roll me another perception check to see if you can hear the second half at least.
Snake eye.
No.
Okay.
It's better than 10.
Hmm.
One thing you do note is the dining partner that this fellow has. A much squatter individual. His hairline clearly receding quite a bit. Though he doesn't seem the slightest bit bothered. Dressed in fine linens. It's this purple-skinned, horned fellow that I'm showing you, as well as this little fella, this smiley boy.
Wait.
So you haven't been able to hear most of the conversation.
That's Harlan.
Huh?
Is it? Yeah.
Who's that?
Sorry. Keep going.
You hear the tiefling kind of speaking. Don't threaten me, Grimsnug. You think you're cute? But you're not even clever. You can scare me with your little talk. I see what you're doing. You're filling the air with your balance nonsense to buy yourself time. Let me tell you something. There is no more time. We're going to see who's still standing when the dust settles. The city needs a king. It's got to be me. The halfling gives a bit of a nod. I see. Well, Zelly and I do admire your decisiveness, though it does lack some subtlety. If we're to reach an inevitable conclusion, like what you might be suggesting, if we must clash, maybe it's wise to start preparations. Though I must say, I don't see this city standing very long. What you're suggesting is to go through. And destruction of this scale does tend to disrupt the flow of revenue. Well, then you get it. Let's see how you handle the fire. I've been waiting for a reason to burn this place to the ground. Tiefling stands up. The veritable array of foods that have been put in front of the two of them, untouched at this particular point, as he begins to leave. Unfortunately, that's all the conversation you were able to garner.
You had one job.
Listen, I was able to be stealthy. I can't do it all.
I can only do one thing, okay?
I
You can't ask
can do
me to
one
do two
thing.
things. Two things is too many things.
You can't expect me to talk and walk.
You can't expect me to hide
Correct.
and listen.
Yep.
It's
Maybe
funny,
if you
there are two things that I know that he's proficient in too, so it's just...
It's hiding and listening.
I think that is what both of my proficiencies are. Okay.
So unfortunately, that's the best you can do.
Okay. It's something.
Hopefully it's enough.
Hopefully it's enough.
Now to get out of there.
What did we actually get from that interaction?
Nothing.
It seems as if there may be a gang war about to happen.
Yeah, they're threatening each other.
Yay!
And
Well,
a
the sounds
description
things,
of
it
the tiny
appears
little
that-
man.
I'm pretty sure they knew exactly who was already at there, but
Wait, what
From
was
the
Maybe.
sounds of things, it appears that Zellian might be the aggressor in this situation.
Mm-hmm.
So Zellian was the tiefling, right?
Correct.
And
Mm-hmm.
he's with the iron horns?
Correct.
Okay. I had assumed the halfling led the tall fellows.
Of course. Why wouldn't?
Yeah.
The sun has set over the city of Grovair, casting the city's architecture in a very warm and golden hue. The city is alive with the hum of evening activity. And Kade has something planned for his particular outing. Kade has brought Azalea to a place called the Glass Garden, a secluded outdoor cafe.
ooh.
It's located in the sort of northeastern part of Grovair, near its what is essentially counts as a small park of sorts, right near the greenery. Vines crawl up and down the sides of the glass walls, and the air is heavy with the scent of blooming jasmine and roses. Lanterns glow gently, casting a soft, romantic light over the space. So, welcome to the less dangerous side of Grovair.
This is beautiful.
I don't come to these sorts of places very often, to be entirely honest. I just figured you'd appreciate the quiet. Also, it's a little bit closer to something you're more familiar with, though a park can't really compare to a forest.
Fair.
How are you enjoying Grover so far?
Well, first less than an hour here, I got jumped by a group of men run by a guy named Jeremy. We killed him. And then after that, we had to do the whole situation with you, so it's been really eventful.
Sounds like it. I fear what's going to happen once you're finished with whatever you're here to accomplish. I feel like things are going to slow down. You'll get bored.
It seems like there's a lot of exploring I can do.
I suppose that's true. Quite a lot to the city, just generally speaking. So, did you come to the city with your friends, or did you all meet by happenstance?
I did not know any of them until I got jumped by Jeremy.
Ah, and they came in on your behalf.
Yeah?
Aren't they just a wonderful group of gentlemen, then?
Well, some of them had their own reasoning. Torque's reasoning was because it was ruining the atmosphere at the bar. Sassan's reasoning was it wasn't quiet enough for him to read a book. And then I think Nixie and Savant just joined in once they saw it was getting a little too hairy.
Wanting to put a quick end on what could have been a drawn-out affair, I suppose.
Seems so.
Fair enough. You've only been here for a couple of days. Well, I am currently at the advantage of being able to impress you with just about anything that I show you, because you probably haven't seen it before then.
Sounds pretty accurate.
I feel like I'm taking advantage here. A small platter of delicacies is brought to the table. Fresh fruits, pastries, light dishes that don't overwhelm the senses. The meal is delicate, fine, but not overly extravagant. Kade orders a glass of fine wine, though he's not exactly all that up-to-date on his various different tastes. He opts for something that he thinks you would like, a sparkling and fruity concoction, sweet enough to suit your nature. Dearly hope that a meal is going to be good enough. I know that you said that you enjoyed the ramen, but at the same time, I can't really guarantee that that's going to be sufficient over time. A lot of people find it to be somewhat bland to eat that every day, even though it is a fairly cheap option.
Anything is fine, really, I promise.
I must say, the fact that you're more than aware that I'm a thief, and yet are more than willing to come out like this with me, is very curious.
What you do for money doesn't define the person you are.
Is it not? Suppose I have difficulty with that. I mean, what you do for money, as I understand, is, well, go around doing whatever you believe to be correct, yes?
Honestly, I'm kind of just living off of money that my grandma left me when she passed. So, I don't really do work.
Well, that is an interesting notion. I suppose that means that it'd be difficult to read you then, based off of an occupation that you don't have.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Still, all of your various different companions appear to have their own ways of making their way around. A spy, for instance. I suppose that could potentially make it a little bit easier to associate with a thief.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm not too worried about what you do for work. You've already shown me a better side of you than that.
I suppose. A lot of people believe that once someone is willing to start doing bad things, even if it's seen as necessary, that is sufficient to make a judgment on them. I don't know if perhaps it's a true, well-thought-out, virtuous mindset that you have that gives me the benefit of the doubt, or it's a lack of experience with cities. But suppose I shouldn't look a gift horse in the mouth. Normally my only opportunity is to, socialize amongst the other members of the Order. Can't even really associate with other criminals because they could be, associating with other syndicates that could be potentially trying to spy on us. Makes the job a bit lonely.
Yeah. Sounds like it.
Still, your particular life appears to have been quite... How to put it? Peaceable?
Quiet is definitely a word.
Quite in a good way or a bad way?
It could be both.
Found yourself getting bored?
Well, after my grandmother passed, it's really only been me and the creatures in the forest. Mainly Pepper, though.
I did figure your dear little skunk companion was amongst those.
Yes, she's actually my familiar.
I'm not familiar with how that works.
It's kind of like a magical companion. See, when Pepper dies, she doesn't really die. I can summon her back whenever.
Does it still hurt?
I think it does, but definitely nowhere near as much, I don't think. She recovers pretty quickly.
No, difficult to say. I've never really died before. I did come close, just last night, but
I noticed.
was I suppose the reason why I didn't mind just taking a chance here myself. You saved me, in spite of the fact that the way in which we met, you captured me, and potentially your friends, if I had handled things incorrectly, could have even, ended. And yet, you did not hesitate when it came to defending me and escorting me back to my home, amongst my people. I find you very strange, in a good way.
Most people find me strange.
Hopefully also in a good way.
Not too sure about that one, but...
You two eat for a bit, before eventually finishing your meal, which he generously pays for.
Wow.
And you begin to walk back towards the hotel that you're currently staying at. It would probably be best if I went with you. I imagine your friend will be reporting back to you first, and, it makes it easier if I'm there to receive the report and then give it back to my boss.
I hope she's doing well. If not, that would be a pain.
I'm not too worried about anything happening in the immediate sense. They are meeting in the Diamond District, which is not a place that you want to start a fight. Phoenix Legion can be quite strict about decorum in such places. That being said, if she is spotted, Zellion can be quite short-tempered, and Mr. Grimsnug is more than capable of, laying down plans. He thinks someone has wronged him.
Well, she's known for her stealth, so... I'm not too worried about her getting caught.
I know you're capable of short distance teleportation. And perhaps
30
this is
feet?
a bit childish of me. Would you like to race back to your place?
Right.
I'm curious.
I've seen you run. You're not gonna make it very far very fast.
I'm more than well healed at this point, and I am quite the quick one when I'm not being charmed to come over and kneel before people.
Is
He
this going to be a
so much
fair
faster than you.
race?
I'll be trying my best.
He's
You
so
can't even
much
guarantee
faster.
a fair race.
Well,
You said he's so much faster.
He is. He's a rogue.
Okay, but I don't know that.
Yes, we all know it.
And I didn't see him run off. I was still inside fighting. And I don't know anything about rogues. I live in the forest.
I will do nothing to impede you. I can promise you that.
Okay, Lundy. So, I can take a dash for 60 feet and then do my,
And then do your teleport.
then do my teleport for an extra 30, so that'd be 90 feet, right?
Correct.
Okay. Okay, and hear me out. I never said I would play fair, right?
True.
So, assuming he is willing, he doesn't have to, like, verbally consent, but can I teleport him 30 feet backwards as I teleport myself 30 feet forward?
I believe the double teleportation is only in one direction. I think they come with you one way or the other. I don't believe it's a I teleport over here, you teleport over there sort of situation, from the wording as I understand it.
Let me... Do I see it on here? I don't have it on here. I have it on the D&D Beyond. Because that would be so fucking funny. That'd be just so... If I could do that, that would be the funniest shit. That would be under skills right now, it wouldn't.
It's under features, but it's not really giving me the full description, unfortunately.
Features. Come on. Why are you not telling me what I want to know, huh?
I'm having a hard time finding what I want to know. This is getting ridiculous.
I just want to be able to pull one over on him. In a funny way.
Understandable thing.
Yeah, it'd be pretty fucking funny.
So from D&D Wikidot, I found spring when you use for your face step, you could touch one willing creature within 5 feet of you. That creature then teleports instead of you, appearing in an occupied space of your choice you can see within 30 feet of you. That's from the Wikidot.
So that is the MPMM version?
Yes.
I think that's the latest version, to my understanding. I don't think that there is a 2024 update to that. So, I think that would be the case. So, essentially, only one of you can teleport when you use it.
But you can send him back 30 feet.
True. So you could both run 60 feet, and then you could touch him on the shoulder, and then teleport him back 30 feet.
Can't he double dash for like 120 feet?
Yes, he can.
I thought I
Got
would
it,
maybe
got it.
had a chance still. Maybe he'll get disoriented after I send him back
Or
30
if
feet.
you'd like to be more creative with it, you could teleport him back and maybe like in front of an obstacle that he runs into. If you want to be a bit more diabolical.
Or like
What if
into a stream or something.
What if what if I teleported him right behind me so he like bumped into me and not fell over and then I kept running?
Could do that too.
Or you could turn into an autumn one, and you could make him. You could charm
I don't.
him.
He's already charmed. Fine. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Is there any objects like in the way? Nothing that would hurt him, of course. But
I mean, you could like put him in front of a stall and just have him like run into a bunch of produce or some things like
oh
that.
no, I don't want to hurt him.
Not in terms of like tripping him up or anything like that.
Is somebody like pushing a cart of pillows?
A
Cart
cart
of
of
cabbages.
pillows. What the fuck?
They're washing them or something?
No, there is not a cart of pillows being pushed in the middle of the street. Absurd. Absolutely absurd.
Okay, then I'll just tell, once we go to start, we'll count down. I'll touch his shoulder before we run off, teleport him behind me so he gets, so he, like, hits me and stumbles on me. So he's disoriented, and then I'll take my dash to run the 60 feet.
Okay. You both position yourselves to begin a run. And as the countdown begins, you gently place a hand on his shoulder. And as the countdown starts, you teleport him right behind you and force him to run into you. At which point, your much sturdier body manages to handle it, especially since you were expecting it, because that was the plan in the first place.
I had my foot ready to counter his weight.
He falls back, and you.
I'm
begin
laughing
your
as I'm
run ahead of
running.
him. And as he gets up, he clearly isn't like his feelings aren't hurt. He's giving you a smirk as you are running ahead of him. And he just shakes his head as he takes off after you. But he very quickly starts to gain up on you, in the sense of merely a few seconds.
Damn. I'm assuming he obviously gets there before me.
He does indeed, in spite of your initial trickery. And as he's kind of leaning up against the front doors of the hotel, he gives you a slight smile. Quite a trick as far as the beginning is concerned.
You were willing.
Well, I can't deny that.
I can't teleport you unless you're willing, so that one may have been on you.
Well, let's just say I was curious as to exactly how that would go. And, you know, it's not the worst thing being behind you.
Azalea's gonna blood. She's feeling the heat.
In any case, shall we go inside? Wait for your friends?
Sure. You're fast.
Have to be.
Yeah, especially since you can't fight.
I can so, ever so slightly. I can swing a sword anyway. I know where the pointy end goes.
Ah, that's the most important thing to know.
Much more used to running away from guards, leaping across rooftops, things like that. Some of us don't have the blessing to be able to teleport and fly and all those sorts of things.
I don't use it too often.
No. Often enough that it's helpful to you anyway.
In dire situation. If I know I can't fight my way out of it.
The two of you head up to a room that is familiar to him at this particular point.
When I open the door, I'm just gonna be like, "Don't worry, Fork won't sit on you."
I dearly hope not. He takes.
Is the orgy sign still on the door?
There was no actual sign.
He sits on the bed that he was kept here against his will at one point, and he and you share some general pleasant banter. You wait for Nixie, and in due time, Nixie, you do manage to make your way back.
Now remember, if there's a tie on the door, you knock first.
I don't believe Azalea would be familiar with that rule.
No, anything like she may if she heard it in like and read it in a story or something. That's about it.
If there's a branch propped up against the door,
It means do not enter.
So Nixie, as you enter inside, you see that Azalea is here, along with Kade,
Okay.
who looks to you with a nod. I take it you've been successful?
I want her to have this the most ridiculous like face right now. Like,
Well, and also, remember, I'm also badly disguised.
Yeah.
I'll look at her and be like, "What's up with the pink wig?"
Did you fall into a costume shop?
It's different than the white hair.
Fly into the other end?
Yeah. Low on supplies.
I see. Well, the important thing is whether or not you have successfully managed to find out what exactly the two are meeting about.
I don't have all the information, but I have a little bit.
I will take a little bit.
Okay. Then, can he just be aware of
Yes.
what I witnessed?
What you've
Okay.
He listens to you for a bit, and as you sort of explain what little you do know, and he gives a bit of a sigh. Okay.
That doesn't sound like a good sign.
Most certainly isn't. Still, I wish you could have listened to the whole of the conversation. I mean, I don't know if this is the reason that they met, or if it is the result of them meeting. It's very key differences. I mean, don't get me wrong, my boss will definitely want to know this, but regardless, but the reason that they met could also be of paramount importance.
Is it going to be enough for your boss to trust that you have someone on the inside?
It's difficult to get in unless you are either incredibly well connected generally or part of the Phoenix Legion, so she might not necessarily believe I have somebody on the inside when it comes to the Phoenix Legion, but she will at the very least accept they must be incredibly well connected, so either one will work with her.
Would it be enough to get your guys' help with something?
Absolutely.
Like stealing back the tome?
From the Black Earth?
Yeah.
I think perhaps I might be able to convince her, as a sort of repayment of sorts for this information.
Well, just keep me updated then, I guess.
I'll have to give it quite a bit of a chin wag. I'll see what I can do on that front. That is your main goal. I imagine the book is quite dangerous. I've seen it in action, so I can definitely sympathize with wanting to see it in the right hands rather than the wrong hands.
And I have a feeling that He is not the right hand.
I have a feeling about that too. Well, it has been a most enchanting, Mrs. Elliot, but work and duty do call.
Of course. We'll have to do it again, though.
He gives a bit of a bow of his head to the both of you before leaving your room.
I'll just kind of
Where's
look at
everyone
him.
else while we're...
Huh?
I said, where's everyone else while we're...
They're still at the
in-
bar and the reading and shit.
Everyone's doing their own thing.
I'm
Got
just
it.
gonna look at her. I'm just gonna walk up to Nixie, and I'm just gonna take the pink wig off her head and kind of like, girl, the pink wig.
So while all of this was going on, could I have, like, I've got calligrapher supplies. Could I buy anything else that I need in order to make my own scrolls of locate object?
Sure, if you have the money to do so.
What would that cost?
To create a scroll of locate object,
Yes.
I believe it would be 150 gold worth of supplies, from magic ink to parchment and things like that.
I do not have the gold to do so.
Will she?
Good to know. I spoke with the shopkeep and I was like, shit, I need more money.
How much money?
150 gold.
You don't have 150 gold?
No, I've got. Where's my inventory? I've got 66 gold.
What'd you spend?
I started with like 70.
Interesting.
I did not start with a lot of gold.
I'm rich, apparently.
I have
Yeah.
I have like 164 gold.
I forgot the conversion rate for, I think it was the platinum.
I think it was
coin.
10, right?
That's 10.
Okay, so I have like 120 gold.
Why do I have so much? Oh, I sold sold a bunch of shit. I remember now.
Mhm.
Oh wait, did I?
You started with, I think, more gold.
I think I still have the stuff. I don't think I've sold it yet.
That could have been what you did today.
All right. Well, that's just good to know.
I finally got. Sorry.
That's all I had. Sorry for interrupting.
It's all good. Are we waiting to see what our dear widow responds with? We're moving forward with anything.
Oh, is that her name?
Yeah.
That is Kade's boss, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I just thought she was a widow.
No,
Rest
she's
in
just
peace,
known as
husband.
the widow.
Mhm.
I mean, she might
Probably.
also be a widow. I mean,
That could be the.
She probably
Whatever
killed all
her
her
name.
husbands.
Yeah, we don't know the origin of her name.
I just want everybody to know I finally have pictures of Azalea in all three, on all 4 of the seasons.
Oh, that's exciting.
I will have scheduled an appointment with Silas and Moonsong. I don't know when that appointment will be, but that would be the first person I speak with.
Would it be worth it, do you guys think, if I were to go to the Church of Krakodon to see if they have a way to destroy this book?
If anything, or if anything, to find connections to the cult.
I don't know about destroying it because I don't think we want them to know that we have it, but you could see if the cloaks or the people look familiar to the ones that were there at the fight the other night.
Yeah, I think the
Mhm.
our involvement with the book could be on the DL.
Yeah, I wouldn't say anything about that. I would just see if they look familiar.
If anything, you'd be getting contacts in the cult of Krakodon.
Yeah,
Church
go
of Krakodon.
Mhm.
The
Go pretend
cult
you're
of
praying.
Krakodon. How dare you?
It's like the Imperial cult.
Go listen to a couple people while you act like you're praying.
Cult of Krakodon.
Take Torque
Oh,
with
you
you.
motherfuckers.
It's an official
You
religion.
take Torque with you, or leave him at the
Oh, yeah.
tavern.
Well,
Blame Elder Scrolls.
Mhm.
That's what triggered me saying that.
Triggered, are we?
Elder Scrolls considers every religion a cult.
Fair. Alright. Do. Okay. Alright. I have to go to the skies. Or what? Wait. Was I? Wait. I wasn't in it. Wait, was I in disguise? I wasn't, right? Or was I?
Why would you be in disguise?
I'm confusing the two campaigns.
How do
You're
you
not in
disguise
disguise
a four-armed giant blue man?
as a spider.
So I'll go there with a disguise. 'Cause
Aren't
if
you-
the cultists or
You're-
whoever they are just recognize me? That's bad. If they're there.
I mean, I have a feeling they were lying about it, but I don't know. Just
Just in case.
throw on a cloak or something.
You want a pink wig?
Mhm.
No, I don't want to draw attention to myself. Thank you.
That's the guy with blue skin and the 4 arms.
Four arms.
So on this map, which one is the Cult of Krakodon Church?
Probably the one in the center?
Yeah, dead set in the center there. That is the big old Temple to Krakodon.
Hell yeah, that's right.
Cathedral, if you will.
Yes.
We're the
Looks like it's got
Catholics.
Flying buttresses.
Krakodon is the main god that is worshipped in Grovair. Do you want to know why?
He's the
Because
best.
amongst the various different things that he is the patron of, commerce is among them.
Fuck yeah.
It is not uncommon for Krakodonian priests to be overseeing various different merchants' guilds and things along those lines. Wherever money changes hands, you'll usually find Krakodon's people.
Krakodon's people, commonly referred to as crackheads.
Well, some of them might call themselves that. I don't know. I don't tell them what to do.
Says God.
So who's heading to the crack den?
I am. The
Are you
I'm the
taking-
worshiper.
Are you taking Torque with you?
Um,
Or is Torque just staying at the drinking?
where can Torque
what do you
go?
need me to do?
I don't know if he should come.
Yeah, but you can't just, like, we can't leave him out of everything.
Here's the thing. Two huge things walking in. I don't know. Let's see.
What does Torque want to do?
Yeah.
Torque. He's kind of simple because he just wants to find the dragon, and well, that's not happening. So it's more of a kind of just helping you guys out for now.
He could have read books on dragons at the library. Maybe he was looking at
Probably
pop-up
not.
picture books. Maybe he was looking
No.
at pop-up picture books in the Library of Dragons.
I don't think Torque's gonna be looking at books. I'll be honest with you.
Not even if they're pop-up.
No. just books in general just kind of don't go well with talk.
Did he want to inquire with anyone to see if there's any leads on what he's working towards?
I mean, he did that before you guys found him, so now he's just kind of with you guys until the next place. So,
Okay.
kinda
Oh no,
trying
the
to
church
tell you-
music is playing.
Okay.
What?
God.
Torque
This should play
finds
every
Jesus.
time I refer to Lundy as God.
Yeah. So, Savant, you head over to the temple. Temple to Krakadon is the biggest to Krakadon in the entirety of Origin. Grover has immense respect for the god of commerce and control and storms, for various different reasons. And there are a lot of people who come here to pay their respects, whether they be ship captains praying for an easy travel, merchants praying for some good deals in the economy to stay strong,
Yes,
or
yes.
whether it be just individuals seeking some method
Hell yeah.
to control the chaos that is their life.
All hail Krakadon.
I imagine
I
that's
picked the
literally
right
you.
god for real. This dude is the bomb.
I imagine that is you just going through there, just being like, "Hell yes, brother. Yes, yes. Praise crack. Yes,
Yep.
praise crack.
Fuck yeah. You got it.
Good stuff. Love it."
I'm not a huge fan of like being a a churchgoer or a holy man religious person, but this dude I can get behind.
You are, of course, quite the sight, as you are anywhere you go.
Okay, real
You
quick
do-
before I go in, I do put on a hood, and I would like to do how do I make what do I roll here? I want to look inconspicuous, and I want to not look like myself, and I want to hide 2 arms to make it look like I only have 2 arms.
Give me a deception check.
Okay, great. Fuck. Well, let's see. I should. I mean, I guess I can use a lucky. I don't want to deal with.
Do you have a disguise kit?
Let's see. Where's my thing? I can use lucky, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You absolutely can.
Oh shit, I forgot my rolls for portent.
That barely helped.
12. Well, you have a hood up, and you are folding your extra set of arms underneath your clothes,
Yes.
hoping that that'll do it.
And I want my face to look not blue.
How
Maybe like a black man. I'm just a black man. A
You're
large
just doing
black
Just
man.
whatever foundation you had.
Just doing a
He-
little bit of blackface, you know?
Yep.
he took some coal he found on the ground somewhere
Listen,
and
I
just
got
smeared
nothing.
it all over
I
him?
mean, I don't care. I am going blackface. Yes. I rolled for it. Even put a lucky on it because I want to be blackface so bad.
Okay. You are indeed in blackface.
Yes.
Congratulations. You enter into the temple. There are people who are worshiping here day and night. It is open 24/7. People who come in. Are you just looking to spy, or is there somebody in particular you'd like to speak to here?
Ah, man, I really don't know.
Do not mention the book.
I mean, there might be a way to talk about something like that without, like, really setting
There
alarms off.
isn't.
There could be.
When was the last time you went to
Church?
this temple?
Probably-
Do you know the vibe?
Probably not that long ago. Probably, I mean, I would say, I'm a fucking cleric, I would
Clericus use
say-
God as a tool.
I got out 2 months ago. I
Cleric.
probably went straight there. I had nowhere else to go other than to see you. So I would assume that aside from like getting maybe a place of my own, this is where I spend a lot of my time. Just coming here to strengthen my relationship
iron.
with Krakadon. So this place does look pretty familiar to me. I guess because like I saw like the cultists and stuff. So if I regular this place, I would probably initially already know if I would like recognize some of them. But weren't they wearing masks?
I think they were just wearing cloaks, weren't they?
I don't
Cloaks,
remember.
yes.
So I can see their
So
They
same
were
masks.
like
disguise
red
as
cloaks.
This
That's
is
also a large city.
yeah. So I guess I'll walk around this place with a better knowing of the faces that I did see and see if I notice anything either out of the ordinary or maybe a face that I might possibly recognize. But as far as talking to somebody specific,
There is a high priest here, whom you have conversed with before in terms of trying to understand Krakadon as a faith when you were first trying to
someone I
educate
trust.
yourself on the matter. He's a fairly trustworthy fella.
Okay, I'll talk to him then. Yeah. Well, also.
But you're disguised, he won't recognize you.
Well, I'll tell him. I'll be like, listen, don't ask, don't tell, right? Krakadon, for life. You know what I mean? But yeah, I guess I'll talk to him. Be like, it's
All
me.
right, you and also roll me a perception check while you're going through the temple here.
Sure. Should I waste all my luckies? I don't know. I have 2. How many am I gonna need? You know what? Fuck it. Huh. Where is okay? Perception. Not a religion check, right?
Correct.
Nope. Oh, fuck. I rolled the wrong one. I don't know.
Okay.
I guess that's fine.
You walk through the temple, looking at everyone somewhat closely, trying to get an image of somebody here who might be somewhat familiar to you. Someone, hopefully, who you've seen in much more dangerous circumstances here recently. At the moment, nobody seems to pop out to you, but you keep an eye out as you approach the head priest of the temple. He's not holding service at the moment, though he is making sure that everybody is behaving themselves. A fellow by the name of Goran Oathstrike, dwarvish individual. Goran has an appearance that reflects his rather stoic nature. He stands at a solid 4'10", fairly tall for an orc. Not orc, dwarf. His body is compact, muscular, built from years of rigorous discipline and training. His skin is deep, earthy bronze. Beard is long, braided with intricate silver clasps, each clasp representing a major oath that he has made in his life. He approaches, a bit of a grunt, and whispers somewhat. Clear that you're trying to hide something. But I can recognize one of my own flock.
Would it be Father Oathstrike? Would that be the proper
That would be
address?
proper, yes.
Father Oathstrike, it's Savant.
Yes. Bit of coal rubbed on your face, and a hood up isn't gonna trick me.
Well, that's fair. Father, I've kind of been dealing with some stuff lately, and I could use some advice, maybe.
More than willing to grant that. Seems you're trying to travel in private, though. Shall we take this to my office?
I think that'd be a good idea.
And so he leads you to his office. A somewhat humble abode. It is not what one would call ostentatious. Though he does have what appears to be paintings of his family of sorts, all of which are well-known merchant family members that can be recognized across Oregon. He has a very successful pedigree. He sits at his somewhat small oak desk and kind of gestures for you to take a seat in front of him.
Good
Right.
looking family.
Many thanks. Still, you imagine you didn't come for pleasantries. Otherwise, you wouldn't be so hidden. Unless, of course, you got yourself in trouble again.
No, not quite. Actually, it's kind of the opposite, sort of, depending on your perspective. Father, I need to ask you a couple of questions that might be a little awkward for you to answer. I know that we don't really worship a deity who is super, holier than thou and, like, primarily positive on the, what is it called? What are these things?
Kragadon is not one which enforces particular moral virtues.
Yes. So, how do you, as a holy man who seems like a very respectable, good man, how do you deal with that kind of thing within your own church when you know that there's people out there that are morally ill?
Any individual can strike up a storm. It's not a difficult thing to do. And a storm may shake the ground, but the mountain still stands firm. You have to be like Kragadon, unmoving, unyielding, never watchful. I cannot control other people. It's not my way and it's not my power. So I don't bother with it. People wish to be evil. I will stop them if I have the power, if I see it. But if I do not, then it's not my business.
Say
And if
you
it
will
affects
stop
me,
them if you can.
I will.
Yeah? Might have an opportunity for you to help me out here, though. Or maybe you don't. I don't know. I'm here just trying to kind of figure things out. Have you noticed anything here, like cult-like? Anything off? Maybe I don't know. What am I trying to ask him? Give me a minute.
Are you asking me if there's some ne'er-do-wells who've been a part of the flock?
Wait, what?
Are you asking me if there's been some miscreants that have been hanging around the temple?
That is what I'm asking. Yeah.
I have noticed at least a few from time to time coming by. Those words to Kragadon appear to be much more self-serving than usual.
Sure.
What might you be looking for exactly?
There's a cult that's helping stuff that's going on around here, and they claimed that it was in the name of Krakadon. I'm not sure if the person who was running this that was the case, but they trying to decide whether to trust him completely or not. Seems trustworthy, I think. Not oh well. God, should I trust him? Getting good
Do
vibes.
not mention the tome.
I'm getting good vibes.
It doesn't matter, because if they said it's in the name of Krakadon, and it is in the name of Krakadon, then he could fuck us over. That's why we told you before you went in there not to say anything about the tome.
Well, you said that.
I agree. I don't think you should mention it.
Also, a lot of us agreed. Everybody but you basically said you should not say anything about the dome.
Hey, his character, his moment, none of you are here.
I did ask for input.
If
I
you're
know.
ever unsure, roll an insight check and just use the roll to decide. That's what I do when I don't know what to do in RP.
I forgot about that. That's exactly what you're supposed to do. So I do an insight check on his character or whatever. Oh shit, I got good insight. I'm gonna use my last lucky on this one. Fuck.
You get a good read on Father Oathstrike here. He's the epitome of Krakadon's duality, steadfast in his convictions, but ever aware that change and challenge are as inevitable as any coming storm. He has a sort of quiet but unshakable demeanor, a principled fellow, not one who is given to corruption from what you can tell.
That's good. That's good. Okay. I'm not going to tell him about the tome, but I am going to tell him about how we had to fight some shit. And, you know, it was just a bad situation, being quite vague about it, but just saying that it was a group of people, you know, in robes that were doing this in the name of Krakadon. And,
So they claim.
exactly. And, see if he has any more information. I don't know. Like, if there's any more he'd like to share that I guess doesn't break his oath or whatever.
There was a lad who came into the temple about a week ago. Young fella. Amongst the aristocracy. A Mr. Gareth Lound.
Yep.
He came by few hired hands and asked me if there was a way that Krakadon would bless an entrepreneurial endeavor of his. I asked him what that endeavor was. He did not see fit to give me details. Only that he was going to be acquiring a tool which would be used to rebuild Grover in the way that it is meant to be.
Yes.
Now, I can't say for sure exactly what he means by what it was meant. But Grover's already been rebuilt once in the recent years. Past couple decades. I'd have to say, from a man of his stature, it would not surprise me if he's thinking of returning back to the ways of the hoity-toity fat cats of the Diamond District, dividing up sections of Grover and calling it theirs, as opposed to the Parliament. And that would require a revolution of sorts.
Right. Have you seen him since then?
Can't say I have. But
What
I
you
did
just told
notice
me what
his...
you told him?
I told him, Krakadon blesses anyone with ambition and the desire to change what is in front of them using their own power. And in his case, money is his power. He seemed satisfied by that answer.
Interesting. Alright. Do you think you know what tool he might have been talking about? Or
Can't say.
no idea? Okay. What tools are there in the world that could
Great
rebuild?
many. There are artifacts to be found all over Ord, especially if one knows where to look.
Where would you
Have
even
you ever
find a tool
heard
like
of?
that?
Have you ever heard of Mythfont?
Of what? What was that?
Mythfont.
No, I haven't.
Supposedly, it's a whole pocket dimension. It was created by first Archmage of Ord. It's filled with all sorts of different types of vaults. Getting to it is still a mystery to most people. But I have a hankering, a belief, that it's where a lot powerful artifacts over the years, over the history of Orden, have been kept for quite some time.
Okay. Interesting.
The locations of how to enter into Mistfont, the various different vaults that lie within, is a difficult one for anyone to manage. But with enough resources, I imagine a rich up-and-comer might be able to finance architects, engineers, historians, cartographers, all manner of folk to try and isolate at least one. And really, one's all you need.
Right. Now, if he were to actually obtain this tool, what would there be to even stop him?
Tool's only as good as its wielder. You could have the most beautiful hammer that has ever been given, and a forge created by masters of their craft. Put an amateur in front of the anvil, and you're still gonna get fucked steel.
Interesting. If these things are kept away because they're so dangerous, why don't they just destroy them?
Sometimes destroying an artifact cause much more damage than its usage.
How so?
If something is, let's say, powered by the gods, and you had it in your hand and you snapped it in twain, that power has to go somewhere.
Ah, so it'd be like a bomb going off, or is that not what you mean?
Could be. Depends on the nature of the artifact.
Right. Hmm.
Point is, if something's magical and you break it, that don't mean the magic's gone somewhere.
At least it's focused and being controlled.
Aye.
Gotcha.
And what you are guaranteeing if you do destroy an artifact is you don't know where that power's going. And you don't know what it's doing. Not unless the immediate problem is, like you said, a bomb in your face. Now, if you were to get a powerful artifact that was capable of, I don't know, controlling the storms, and you destroyed it and nothing happened, wouldn't you be wondering where that power went?
Good. Some more sketchy, sneaky. So, if someone has the resources to obtain these, is there any other better option of stopping people from obtaining them other than these vaults?
The vaults of Mythfont are, to my understanding, the most secure places to keep anything. Well, if they can be found there, no place they can't be found.
That's fair. Alright. Appreciate the talk we've had. Giving me some things to think about.
Here's another thing to think about. I am a priest, after all. I'm a bit obligated. He balances a golden coin on the front of his desk. Coin is the heart of commerce. But it's the oath that is the pulse. Without one, the other falters. Without faith in the coin is worth nothing. And without the coin, faith in it's worth nothing. Always make sure to honor your word, and the storm will never destroy you.
Okay. Appreciate that.
That is to say, while Krakadon does not have much in the way of ethics that he guides us with, one thing that he does not abide by is dishonesty.
That can be a hard one.
Aye. You can promise and be rest assured. Got a follower of Krakadon. A good one. Isn't gonna lie. Not about anything important.
So basically, if you find someone to lie, you know he doesn't have actual faith.
Aye. That lad came in here asking exactly how he could get of God's blessing to do something, and that tells me he was looking to use Krakadon as a tool.
Yeah. How dare he? Well,
Which tells me maybe he's not much of a believer.
you don't think that those who use Crackdown as a tool could be a true believer?
Could be. But if you don't believe in his teachings, I have a difficult time believing that you care much for him entirely. Takes a very particular mind to turn another being into a tool, especially a god. A mind that is taken with something greater than gods, greater than the next world, greater than most things. A mind just wants power. Power can be good, but unguided power tends to just lead to self-destruction.
I agree. Alright. Well, I appreciate words of wisdom, Father.
No need to be sarcastic, lad.
It's not sarcastic.
You say so.
Yes. Telling the truth.
Have a good day then, my son.
You too, Father. And I didn't notice anything with my stupid perception check.
Not in particular, no.
Okay. I don't know what else I could possibly get out of this church right now at this moment, so I guess I'll dip out.
Out of the church you go. No more holy music. Bye-bye. Why is that? Oh, God, no. 4 of them. Did not mean any of that shit. All right. Anything else we're up to this evening?
Wasn't everybody else except for Torque like going places?
No, we're just waiting here to hear back from Kade.
Yeah, I set up a thing, but I don't think it would be. It would have an immediate
Favon's
payoff.
not going to get any immediate meetings with the Magisters, unfortunately. It's not a thing that you get usually day of.
I guess I'll meet everybody and just relay what I experienced.
Well, we're all kind of scattered. Torque is still at the bar. Me and Nixie are at the hotel in our room. And Stefan is probably on his way back from making his appointment or something. I don't know.
Well, I imagine you guys eventually end up making your way back.
To our meeting spot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, the father believes that even the vault isn't a safe spot for such an artifact. For someone who has money. Which is crazy.
Big enough expedition.
There are more than one vaults.
Yeah. Yeah. The myth.
So there's still a chance. Just because they find a vault doesn't mean they'll find the one that we are using if we do recover the book, and I do hope we do.
We're still waiting to hear back from Kade about getting some help with that.
Mm-hmm.
How did that go?
Which part? My date or her stealth mission?
Let's start with the mission, but I am intrigued about this date.
I stayed hidden.
And then I pull
And?
up the pink wig that she was wearing in this.
My sound cut out for
She
the
was
last,
wearing this.
like 90 seconds.
Really?
I didn't hear anything. What happened?
They're currently talking about the stealth mission.
Mm-hmm.
Did
So
y'all hear
you
what
stayed
I said?
hidden and... Oh, sorry.
My headset turned off. I have no idea why.
Oh. Stayed hidden and proved that there are some connections with the Phoenix Legion. Uncertain of if it proves what they wanted it to prove, but it proved enough.
We're
Wait,
hoping that it's enough information to get help.
Well, what information did you get?
Mm.
Azalea just kind of looks over at Nixie. Yeah, what kind of information did you get?
There were some threats.
That they know each other and they're mad at each other.
City needs a king. Action,
Well, I do hope that's enough then. And I just totally not awkwardly. So, how'd your date go?
It was amazing. Very lovely. Took me to this beautiful like garden cafe. It was beautiful.
Well, I'm glad to hear you're seeing some of the beauty that you could find outside of the forests.
And then we raced.
You raced?
Yeah, we raced.
You saw how quickly he ran out of there. Why did you race him?
I
So
didn't
fast.
actually. I was stuck inside.
Oh, that's why. Well, I'm sure you learned that you can't outrun a rogue.
Yeah, but I thought I could. I tried to trick him. I teleported him directly behind me. That way he would fall over.
Oh, that's dangerous. What if you broke something?
On him or me? Because I'm sturdy.
Yes.
I'm sturdy, and he wasn't mad about it.
Okay. Well, I guess we just wait now.
That's all we can do. He knows where to find us. We know where to find him.
Okay. Well then.
Who all is back at the hotel? Is everyone?
Hey, everybody.
Works a little tipsy.
So, Torque.
Takes a lot for Torque to get.
You were there all day.
Yeah.
We went the first thing in the morning.
Hmm.
So where else have you thought you might be able to search for leads on this dragon of yours?
I don't know. Next town that or city that comes.
Well, I
front of
do
me.
imagine this being a port town, there would be quite a few travelers. I'm sure this would be a font of knowledge.
You'd imagine so. But
So,
there isn't exactly a lot of dragons around.
yes, but there are travelers. Maybe word has, the way rumors spread, we might be able to find something if we asked in certain places where these dock workers or these merchants might tend to visit.
Yeah, I know. It's not like the dragon's gonna die of old age.
Okay, just
It's
thought
somewhere.
I'd say.
I know. I'll keep asking, as usual.
I would love to see this dragon.
You and me both.
Me 3. I want to see a fucking dragon.
I don't want to see the dragon.
Oh, come on, fighter.
Just because it's Dungeon and Dragons doesn't mean we need to have a dragon.
It's been many years, so I'm assuming it's stronger in some capacity since then.
I would imagine. I have read dragons are stronger with age. The ancient ones are nothing to scoff at.
Yeah.
Granted, the last ones have been seen for thousands of years.
Mm-hmm.
There's got to be at least one left.
Well, there is at least one left.
Can't they, like, turn into humans and walk around with us?
That depends usually on what kind of dragon it is.
Would I have read anything to where I might know?
They're too smart.
Yeah, you give me a history check. All dragons, when they get sufficiently old enough, usually gain the ability to shapeshift themselves into humanoid-esque forms, sometimes other forms. Sometimes they prefer animal forms of various sorts. Just depends on whatever catches their fancy.
Yeah,
Though different types of dragons have different reasons for doing so. Black dragons are known to be corruptors, and as such, they like to position themselves as either beautiful women seducing and corrupting the minds of aristocrats and using them to their own ends, things along those lines, or as very stoic and wise potential leaders that get themselves elected places of power. Red dragons enjoy becoming various different types of warlords of particularly violent clans or tribes or cities or countries, things along those lines.
Wait, can
white
you
dragons,
say again? You broke up.
blue dragons, for instance, sorry, not blue. Red dragons, for instance, enjoy becoming warlords of violent cities or countries or tribes or whatever the case may be. They do enjoy kind of like commanding people to go out and conquer in their name. Green dragons enjoy kind of like spying on the people in their forests by becoming various different types of animals to ensure that nobody is doing anything untowards to their territory, things like that. So it just kind of depends on the dragon, but all dragons are capable of transforming once they get old enough, and that age tends not to be a terribly high threshold, usually around like 500 or so.
So there is a chance that this dragon is hiding in plain sight. Do you recall what do you remember anything other than the color of his eyes?
No, eyes, just big yellow eye with
A big yellow eye and a big old dragon body the size of a fucking cathedral.
a lot of smoke, a lot of fire, just destruction and division.
Smoke and fire. That would tell you either bronze or red.
What are bronze dragons like?
Wouldn't I mean? There's a bunch of things that can start fires, right? Like lightning.
That can
for
start
example.
fires, sure.
Yeah.
Technically speaking, a lightning strike could also start a fire. Depends on whether or not you saw the dragon breathing fire or simply fire was there.
Yep.
Which could also include blues and, I believe, copper dragons?
I think
Mm,
gold is also a fire dragon, is it
Golds
not?
also breathe fire, yes.
yeah.
Ooh.
I only know that
Mo-
because winter's the of gold dragon descent.
Yeah. Multiple choices. The easy way to spot the fucker is one eye. The other was definitely fucked up. Cut or something, I don't know.
Interesting.
Well, we may, if he's able to, unless he can reforge his eye in his transmutation, we may want to keep an eye out for any affluent individuals.
Mm,
What color?
If you were,
What color were his eyes?
Yellow.
big
Yellow?
yellow eye.
Eye. Singular.
Can they change the color of their eyes when they
Probably.
They
change?
could, but dragons tend to be quite prideful. They don't like doing that if not necessary.
who do they have to hide from?
There's no way there's no dragons left. It just doesn't make sense.
It's a ongoing mystery why there would be
I think
why
they
the
just,
dragons are gone at the moment.
I think
Yeah,
they want
wasn't it
people to think
like
they're
there
gone.
were dragons and then all of a sudden there were no longer dragons?
Well, there's a war.
Yeah.
Ninja Boy popped in here and then messaged me, "Man, this is so exciting," and then left. Such a douchebag.
He is. But that's why you love him.
Let's see, yellow eye on dragon. Can't wait for us to fight a dragon. You know, I've never
I know
fought a
I
dragon in
don't-
Dungeons and Dragons.
Do bullets work against dragons?
I mean,
Magic bullets, yeah.
I mean, as much as any other projectiles, I'd imagine.
Hmm.
It definitely would require a fair bit of preparation.
I'm reading
Yeah.
that the dragons with yellow eyes are mostly black dragons. Do they breathe fire?
Black dragons breathe acid.
Ew. Does the acid catch
They
on
got
fire?
acid reflux.
Me
Does it
too.
kill players? What?
What?
What did you ask?
Can you you ever seen How to Train Your Dragon? How there was the two-headed dragons and one of them did like the acid and the other one sparked it.
Pretty sure that's a gas that you're thinking of instead of acid.
Yep.
Oh. Yeah, maybe.
Flammable gas.
Yeah, that would make more sense. lighting acid on fire.
Oh,
Well, just don't lose hope. I could definitely attest to having an insurmountable goal
oh no,
and how
I'm
disheartening
not
it can
losing
be.
nothing. I've chased after it or away from it for many years now. I'm not gonna stop. It's gonna bound out. It's gonna wind up popping out sooner or later.
Fuck that. Kill it.
What?
Fuck that thing. I'm gonna kill it eventually.
Yeah, no, it's gonna pop out somewhere and it's gonna lose its head. It's fine.
I'm gonna give it the old chop chop.
Yeah.
I'm gonna roll 2
Twist his
ones.
dick.
I'm gonna roll 2 ones.
Alright, Toby is clearly quite tired.
I'm about to
Oh no,
say,
that's-
the Church of
no, that's
Krakadon
that,
needs to
yeah,
give him
that's just
some
Torque
crack.
being fucking drunk.
Gotcha.
Yeah, no, I'm still good.
Regardless, we are still past our usual time, so go ahead and close out here with you guys potentially going to be getting your response back from the Widow via Kade as your go-between. Before we go, though, let's go ahead and go through do some affirmations, shall we?
Yes.
So, Hippo, would you mind kicking us off there, buddy?
Let's see, what happened? We talked to Magisters. We went to the church. I'm gonna give it to Jeff because he's technical about shit and asks questions and kind of like leads the group discussions, which is nice to have somebody who's intellectually capable of doing such a thing in such a meticulous manner.
Nixie.
I liked the Torque's commentary at the library.
Burn it. Like, ugh. Evil books.
It's fucking. It's
Just like imagining a giant just pouting at the fact that he's surrounded by books.
literally just books. I'm gonna lay down. This is awful.
Jeff.
I am enthralled by this growing romance between Azalea and Kade.
Me too. Me too. Plus, the growing romance is getting us a lot of help.
Mhm.
You're never gonna have to cash in that favor.
Seriously.
No. My favor was literally going to be
Kade,
asking for a
My
date.
favor is, will you marry me?
He pulls out the ring. Don't cash in your favor quite yet.
Tick or Dopey.
Oh, I do enjoy how. What's the word? Careful people are with their wordings and like gathering information. For example, Faith and
Winter.
I'm gonna have to give it up to Nixie for going on a solo mission that definitely could have got her killed. And then Sathan for having all the notes ready, keeping us on track.
Fathon.
Sathan.
All right, guys. Well, as of right now,
Yeah.
we're scheduled to meet on the 23rd. Is everyone good for that?
Unless I'm pushing out a baby.
Let me double check my schedule. I know they put me on one Sunday as 10 to 6, so I might be 20 minutes behind unless I can convince them to bump me early 30 minutes.
I will be moving that entire weekend.
I
So
will
I don't
be
think I'll be
having
available.
somebody move in that entire weekend.
Fun.
Sounds like we will see.
Yeah.
So I'd be able
so
to make it at worst 30 minutes late unless I could get my schedule changed.
I have to drive for like 30 hours, like
We're
straight.
splitting the driving. He's going to drive for like 15 hours.
She thinks she's
Still,
driving.
You're gonna be in a car for 30 hours.
Yeah,
We're going to be
so
in a car for at least
it
30 hours,
depends.
yeah.
There's a lot of things that can happen. It's really hard to say for sure.
It's alright, guys. We'll just use theater of the mind. Everybody just get on Discord. You guys aren't gonna make me miss my date with Kade. You hear me?
Yet another one.
Yeah, meanwhile one is driving, the other one's on the laptop.
Yeah, you'll roll for each other.
Just keep logging in and out of each other's accounts on
All
Boundary.
of a sudden.
Just use different browsers for each person's account.
Yeah.
That's actually a really good solution.
But I gotta go. I'm gonna get some me before work.
Enjoy sleeping.
I will see you
night.
guys
In
at
2
a
to 4
later
weeks.
date.
Toodaloo.
Thank you for session. Good night.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
I love you.
Good night.
Good night.
But
I go and
Zelia-
eat.
Hey, Haven.
Yeah.
So, I'm in a pretty fucked up predicament, and I'm waiting to hear more information to know how bad it is. As far as like, I just got some things happening right now. I personally have some medical things I'm trying to fix right now, and
Yeah.
my dad, just he not that long ago he came down with something terminal, and they just told him that the medication that he needs to take every month is between $8,000 to $15,000.
Yeah.
And that's before insurance, but after insurance, they're projecting it to be $1,800, which they can afford. So it's
That's
something
a good
that,
ton after insurance.
yeah. So it's something that I would have to probably help with, and I would have to
Yeah.
try to be more, you know, reasonable on like how I spend my money and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like a definite. You just have to see how things work out, see what we can figure out. They're trying to look for alternate sources where they can get the money from for various like organizations, etc.
Yeah.
But spending $450 on D&D every month is just something I can't justify at that point when it comes to what I'm balancing between, you know, playing D&D or helping pay for such a thing.
Yeah.
And the other issue is I really don't know which one I would do.
The need for fear, obviously.
Well, the reason why it's a lot more to it than that is Jeff is one of my real life best friends, and you know Nixie is my significant other. So it makes it a kind of a difficult position to be in.
Yeah.
But you know, I just want to be straightforward and upfront. And at the moment, until we really know like where we are, you know, where it all like comes to, you know, kind of like where everything falls. I don't really know at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Financially, like where it's gonna be. Like it could be that they find something and then it all gets covered. Who knows? But if not, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes me feel like shit. You know, like I mean, like
Not your
like,
fault.
Yeah, I know.
Shit
but
fucking
still.
happened.
Yeah, it's just you know, it feels bad, but I don't want to like drop it on you. I just want to make, I just want to explain. And
Oh, you're good.
Okie doke.
All right. Well, I'm gonna get off here. I'm really tired.
All right. Night night.
Good night, guys.
Night.
Bye. Bye. Well, let me stop this thing.